this afternoon, two teams with a lot on the line. 16th ranked Wake Forest, a perfect 6-0, and off to its best start since 1944, thanks to a big play offense and some late game heroics.
Throws to the end zone. It is going to be caught. It's caught. The Deacons walk it off here at the Dome.
America's defenders. The Army Black Knights have defended their home turf time and time again. Winners of 13 straight at Michael Stadium.
Buchanan is in. Touchdown, Army! The 2020 Commander-in-Chief's Trophy returns to Army.
It's Wake Forest and Army next.
The Cadets are always ready for a football Saturday, but so too is an expected sellout crowd on hand to welcome a ranked team to Michie Stadium for the first time since 2013. And Army is fired up for this opportunity as we welcome you to West Point on a gorgeous fall Saturday to start your college football Saturday here with us on CBS Sports Network. Hey folks, how are you? Jason Horowitz, Ross Tucker, Tina Servasio down on the sideline in just a moment. Happy to have you with us here for 16th ranked Wake Forest and Army. Ross, needless to say, for Wake, undefeated season on the line for Army. Chance to beat a ranked team.
Yeah, I mean, this is awesome. Wake Forest off to their best start in school history. They have big dreams and aspirations for this season. For Army, they haven't beaten a top 20 team in a very long time. Huge opportunity for the Black Knights.
Yeah, 49 years to be exact. As for that historic season for Wake, not only are they 6-0 for the first time since 44, Ross, that 7-0 season was 44. Today, the chance to tie that. There are only 10 undefeated teams left in college football, and they have a quarterback with a lot of experience in Sam Hartman, who's become one heck of a leader.
He is so impressive to watch on tape. He's gotten better and better this season. It's very rare you say this, but Wake Forest does something offensively nobody else in the country does with their RPOs, and Sam Hartman has been excellent reading it the way the coaches want him to.
All right, the question for Army quarterback, who would get the start? It is Christian Anderson. Returning from a chest injury, he has missed the last two games, but 236 yards rushing the last time he was on the field. But Ross, this Army defense has got to carry the weight today as good as they have been all season.
Well, they were the best defense in the country a year ago, and they really picked up where they left off. They've been so good at forcing turnovers. The run defense is always stellar. It has been again this year, but really they've been led by a couple of juniors. Andre Carter leads all of college football in sacks, had that big strip sack against Wisconsin last Saturday night, and then Marquell Broughton, the junior captain, is seemingly everywhere.
For Jeff Monken in his 8th season, the third winningest coach in Army history, reached that earlier this year, opposite Dave Clawson, who has the third most wins in Wake history. And for more on how Coach Clawson and his team got ready for the Army offense, down to Tina.
Well, Jason, I spoke to Wake Forest defensive lineman Miles Fox this week, and he said that Army has been a very difficult opponent to prepare for. And that's why Wake defensive coordinator Liar Hemphill started 6 weeks ago. That's right. Every Sunday, the last 6 weeks, Wake Forest spent 10 minutes preparing their defense for the Army triple option. When they hit the bye week with 2 weeks to prep for Army, the defense already had an extra hour of full reps, so the players had a good grasp of what they were doing. And Hemphill told me that when it came to Army week, players were just cranking it out, prepared for all the sets and motions that they're not used to seeing from other offenses. So now we'll see if those 6 weeks of extra work translates to the field.
And if the bye helped too, because they struggled defensively against Syracuse. And on this date in Army history, good record, but that one on the bottom is interesting. They beat an ACC team 50 years ago on this date. Will that happen again? Wake Forest, Army, historic Michie Stadium. The leaves have started to turn. It's a crisp 53 degrees. We're ready to roll.
This place is packed. The hardest it's been to get into the stadium in a long time, man. There are so many people fired up about this one. The Black Knights and the Cadets feel like there's a gigantic opportunity for him here.
Army won the toss, deferred to the second half. Kick comes down to Keyshawn Williams for Wake Forest. Takes it to the outside, cuts it back inside, and great field position to start for Wake. Out to the 38-yard line for Sam Hartman. who today lead in Wake Forest's offense, one of the best in college football at 38 points a game, making his 26th career start. And Ross, every game this season he has thrown for more passing yards than the game before.
Well, he's experienced. I mean, he started 9 games as a true freshman back in 2018, then redshirted in 2019, started all 9 games last year. So this is really his 3rd year running this unique offense.
Handoff on the first carry to Beal Smith. Takes it out to the 43 for about 5 yards. The rest of the offense for Wake Forest, it is a good offensive line. Zach Tom on the left side. They say their most decorated player.
Yeah, he'll be an NFL player. They've got a very veteran offensive line. They got a veteran team.
Hartman kept that pressure in his face. He got it away. That's to Roberson, who finally gets wrestled out of bounds at the 41 by Julian McDuffie. Fast pressure, quick decision, first down.
97, Kwabena Bonsu. He's going to, with a swim move, get in there, and he gets a shot on Hartman. That is a heck of a throw by Hartman to deliver that ball on target while he's being hit.
They picked up 17 yards. Carter brought pressure this time. Kicks it out to Beal Smith. Christian Beal Smith breaking tackles inside the 30. Picks up another first down. It's a gain of 13, though there is a flag back in the area where Hartman got rid of the football.
Multiple flags back there.
After the pass was thrown, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 97. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
Oh, I don't think it was on 97. I think it was the very tail end of the play. That last shot in the back,
Chris Frey,
I think, is what was actually called. I think Bonsu 97 was okay. It was Frey hitting him from behind.
Well, this is one of the least penalized teams in college football. Army is 3.5 penalties a game. Just go by that number. That is number 1 in college football. That's a big 15-yard penalty, and Wake Forest already just a little more than a minute into this ball game is inside the 15-yard line after they mark off the penalty. Hartman kept it to the corner. That's caught. Another delivery. This to A.T. Perry, who had 3 catches, 3 touchdowns 2 weeks ago in the overtime win against Syracuse.
Almost every play Wake Forest runs is some type of RPO. That's a run-pass option. And really a lot of times it's 3 options in 1.
Turner gets the handoff and has nowhere to go. Marquell Broughton got into the backfield on Harton. And so that'll bring up 3rd down and short here for Wake Forest.
Kwabena Bonsu just hit Hartman again. Sam Hartman has taken a bunch of vicious shots already early in this game on the first drive, but they keep moving it down the field.
It's 3rd and 3. They need to get inside the 5 for this first down. And whistles and flags, and that'll push him back.
Carter stepped in the neutral zone. And then Gordon moved.
Offside, defense, number 34, jumping in the neutral zone, causing an offensive lineman to react. After the penalty is enforced, it will result in a first down.
That's a huge penalty.
Yes, several critical errors already for Army on this drive you don't see very often. Right side of your screen, you might see Carter step in, and then the right tackle moves. Now Sam Hartman is out at wide receiver, wide left. They've got Turner in as the Wildcat quarterback here.
They ran this a couple of weeks ago through a touchdown pass to a tight end. Turner, the direct snap, he's running it himself. The transfer from Michigan is stacked up at the line. Leo Lowen was at the bottom of the pile. Converted safety to linebacker, making his first start today.
This is where some of those run-pass options for Dave Clawson's team are so tough. They're so patient with the run game. The offensive line doesn't even fire off on some of these, so the linebackers aren't really sure whether to come downhill or to be in coverage.
Hartman back in his normal spot, out of the gun. Second down, back to pass, looking for Perry. Down to the corner of the end zone, incomplete. Jaquari Roberson, the intended receiver, and it'll bring 3rd and goal.
Really good coverage. You'll see Hartman had plenty of time to be able to see who he wanted to throw the ball to. Roberson was covered very well. And then Perry on the other side, covered by Jabari Moore. He might have been open early, but Hartman didn't see it.
Perry's a 6'5" receiver too, so that adds to that in this part of the field.
Yeah, he's at the bottom of the screen. Man-to-man coverage on the 6'5" touchdown maker.
Jabari Moore, the cover corner. And movement again. Turner gets the handoff, breaks the tackle. Wake Forest on the board first. Christian Turner caps off a 62-yard drive and an early score for the Demon Deacons.
Wow, you don't often see an opposing team run the ball right down their throat. Watch Nagasam Naya right here, the right guard. He has a good one-on-one block. Lowen gets blocked by the left guard McGinn, and I think Army was expecting pass there. Army was not physical. They were soft at the point of attack. I don't think they thought Wake was going to throw it there.
Nick Skiba has never missed an extra point and still has it. One of the best kickers. There is a flag on the extra point.
The try is good. After the play was over, we have a dead ball, personal foul, number 2, defense. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the ensuing kickoff. Timeout.
That is Malcolm Morrison. So Army, uncharacteristic mistakes that entire opening drive, and Wake Forest capped it off.
Usually it's Army with the long drives and handing off right up the middle. This time it was Wake Forest punch him in the mouth.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by The Exchange, welcoming home veterans to their exchange shopping benefits. By USAA Insurance, auto renters and home insurance. By Cooper Tire, go with the Coopers. And by ServPro, proud supporters of our nation's first responders.
Larry Russell, Larry Hopkins led Wake Forest to its first ACC championship in 1970. 2006 is the only other one, as they are hoping that 2021 is a third. Off to a good start today at Army. An 8-play, 63-yard drive, 3-yard touchdown run for Christian Turner capped it off. Ross, that Army had 3 penalties for 34 yards on that drive.
Very uncharacteristic, and now Wake gets to kick off from the 50.
A line drive boot that's going to go into the end zone. So Army will start the opening drive from the 25-yard line, and for the first time in a month, we will see Christian Anderson, a chest injury suffered in the Miami of Ohio game, on a pass. But the last time we saw him, Ross, 236 yards rushing in that win over the Red Hawks.
Well, he's been outstanding this year when he's had the chance to play. Thought it was funny. He talked to Brent Davis about the play he got hurt on against Miami. I said, do you regret the play call? Because it was a pass. They were up 2 scores. He said, yeah, because he got hurt. I do.
Well, an offense last week at Wisconsin that really struggled in the first half without him.
Yeah, and the coaches won't say this. I will, having watched the last 2 games. I really believe Army would have won those last 2 games against Ball State and Wisconsin if Anderson had played.
He's got a man on his face, gets away from Fox. Looking downfield on the opening play. He's got Walters. So they go right to the pass on the first play, and they're inside the Wake 40 down to the 36. And the
personal
flag.
foul, roughing the passer, defense, number 6. That 15-yard penalty will be added on to the end of the run. First down.
39 yards on the connection, tack on a 15-yard penalty as well.
How about the speed from Anderson to be able to avoid Miles Fox? Look at him. I mean, just barely didn't get him, and then Jasir Taylor hits Anderson. I mean, this is a guy coming off of missing 2 games on a hit that looked very similar to that. What a beautiful catch by Walters to sky up for the ball. Walters really known more for his blocking as a slot back.
Yeah, that's his 2nd catch of the season. You know, last week against Wisconsin, Army had trouble with players right up the middle, just like Miles Fox, and the quarterbacks couldn't get away. Clearly a different story, at least for one play. The handoff onto the inside. Again in a couple of yards. Check that, Anthony Atkins. You take a look at the rest of the Army offense there with Christian Anderson,
And up front is where they're changing. Connor Bishop's been out the last 4 games. He is back from injury.
Right, Anderson's not the only big boost back in the lineup. Connor Bishop, one of their best offensive linemen, got hurt against Western Kentucky. He's back in there at center, which lets them put Noah Knapp at left guard.
Second and 8 in the red zone. Robinson in motion. Atkins again tries the middle. Fights his way down to the 16-yard line. It'll bring him 3rd and about 5 against a Wake Forest defense that last week, 2 weeks ago, gave up a little bit more than 500 yards to Syracuse. Over 350 yards rushing. Changing up things on the inside, and they need Trey Red to have a big game.
Well, their defensive coordinator, Lyle Hemphill, said he's probably been their best defensive player so far this year. He plays the rover position. He's really everywhere all over the field and has 4 forced turnovers already in 6 games.
Third and 5 for Army on a drive that got going with a 39-yard pass. Anderson pitches it outside. Gets away on the corner, and Brandon Walters has the first down. Luke Masterson escorted him out, but it's 1st and goal for Army.
Terrific job by Anderson. Watching it by Christian Anderson, not as good of a job by Nick Anderson, the safety. That's his play. He's got the pitch man. Credit Walters, that little move right there. That little okey-doke was just enough to get Anderson to miss. Walters, known for his blocking, has already made 2 huge plays with the ball in his hands.
He's split out to the far side with Cole Catterbone, a 2nd wide receiver. Atkins lowers his hand right into that defense. You know, there was a lot of conversation last week too, Ross, in the loss to Wisconsin because the dive just wasn't working, but it is such an integral part of this offense that they're going to keep going with it as long as they can.
Well, and Wisconsin has one of the best run defenses in the NFL, in college football. Wake Forest does not, and Brent Davis knows that. Wake Forest has struggled in run defense. He's going to test the middle of that interior defensive line and see if they're up to the challenge of stopping the fullback. Extra offensive lineman in here for Army to the right side.
Robinson, the motion man, gets the pitch. Can he get the corner? And he spins right into a huge tackle. Nick Anderson, the former walk-on at safety, made a huge hit, and it's 3rd and goal.
Yeah, as soon as they see that quick pitch, they were all over it. Terrific job by Anderson. Pretty clear already that Anderson, you mentioned it, the former walk-on. Watch Anderson run the alley here. You'll see from the right side of your screen, 45 will come flying in right there. Boom, that's his job. Either way, he's going to be all over the pitch man. He's 1 for 2. He missed Walters. He got Robinson.
And remember with Army, when they get this close, depending on what they get here, possibility of 4-down territory. Anderson pitches. Walters cuts it inside. Cuts it into the end zone. The Brandon Walters drive caps it off for 6.
And that was a new wrinkle. Watch Booby Law, the left tackle here. This is a new wrinkle that they haven't shown. He goes down and then gets out and pushes everything out. Smenda overplays it. The linebackers for Wake Forest were in such a hurry to get outside. Army just put that in.
Tally boots through the extra point. Christian Anderson, welcome back to the offense. Already looks different in what is a tie ball game in front of a sold-out Mikey Stadium. Looks like we're in for a good one. Brandon Walters, the senior from Bolingbrook, Illinois, with his first career touchdown run on 6 yards out on a drive that he got him into scoring territory on a 39-yard reception. Ross, take a look at that last play.
Yeah, I just want you to watch the fullback, Cade Barnard, and the linebacker to that side, Smenda. Barnard's going to go wide. Smenda follows him. His key is the fullback. So everything's going to go wide because of it, which is why Walters cut it right back, right in there. because all the Wake Forest defenders are keying the fullback. Usually the fullback tells you where the ball's gonna go. It was a false key by Barnard, and it was awesome for Army.
More yards on that drive than all the first half last week against Wisconsin. Tally. Fair catch was called for and then taken on a bounce. You cannot let that bounce. When you call for the fair catch, you have to grab the ball. So Jasir Taylor will not be allowed to bring that out to the 25-yard line. That is going to be down at the 3.
The ruling on the field is that the receiver gave a fair catch signal. However, the ball hit the ground before being caught. The ball becomes dead where the ball was possessed. First down.
So if he lets that go into the end zone, it comes out to the 25-yard line. But because he grabbed it at the 3 after it hits the ground, that's Wake Forest ball right there.
Well, and we don't know if I probably would have gone in the end zone. You're right. That's a mental error right there. And anytime you're a returner, he should know that. They're talking about it with him right there. I mean, that is a 22-yard mental mistake.
Now remember, that rule was put in place a few years ago. You can call the fair catch from anywhere, bring it out to the 25, but you have to catch it. So on first down, the handoff to Christian Beal-Smith, and he's gobbled up. Maybe a yard of 1. Broughton along with Eric Smith, one of the captains, both of the captains, 2 of the 4 on this Army defense. Hartman was 3 of 4 on the opening drive. There's that slow wait. There's that deep shot. A.T. Perry behind the defense, and just like that, he beat McDuffie. That's a pickup of 50.
And this is what Wake does. Watch how long Hartman puts it in the belly of the running back. 1, 2, almost a full 2 seconds before throwing it deep.
This time the extra second for maybe 3.5. For an Army defense that comes into this ball game 4th in the country, stopping the run. Pass. Western Kentucky game gave them problems. Andre Carter got to have a big game, nation's leader in sacks. On second down, Hartman back to the air. And it's incomplete. Donald Stewart, the intended receiver, 3rd down.
Andre Carter's going to have to apply a lot of pressure. The thing is with this Wake Forest long ride, delayed mesh point, whatever you want to call it, it's hard to transition from playing run defense to pass defense. One of the toughest transitions out there. But this time on 3rd down, you have to expect that it's going to be a pass on 3rd and 6.
They call it variable tempo. But they're also not afraid to go for it on 4th. Hartman. Pocket was clean. Shot down the field. Roberson in the end zone. Made the grab. What a catch from Jaquari Roberson, one of the best receivers in the ACC. And Wake answers Army's answer to go back in front.
This Wake Forest passing game and these receivers are impressive. Left side of your screen, Roberson's in the slot. He's going to run a deep post. There's a linebacker running with him, but the safety, Cunningham, is back there as well. Actually, that's Broughton. And that's a play that typically Marquell Broughton is able to make on the football.
Nick Skiba just 3 points shy of moving into 11th place all time in ACC history for scoring. Most accurate kicker at the moment in college football history, and he is still perfect on extra points in his career. Well, they were worried about the deep threat. They were worried about the quick strike. How about a 97-yard drive for Wake Forest to go back in front? Well, Wake Forest's averaging nearly 39 points a game. 2 huge receivers. One caught one for 50 on the last drive, and then a 41-yard touchdown from Sam Hartman to Jaquari Roberson, Ross, that he beat 2 defenders.
Yeah, this is crazy. Watch Leo Lowen, the linebacker, and Marquell Broughton, the safety. They're covering Jaquari Roberson, bracketing him. He just runs a post right down between them. 3rd and 6, he's the slot guy. They're bracketing him. He's double covered and he runs right past him. They were worried about an in-breaking or out-breaking route at the sticks for the first down. I think Roberson said, I'm just going to go. I mean, can you imagine that's this guy you choose to double team and he beat you over the top like that for a touchdown? That is brutal.
Fair catch called for into the end zone and out to the 25-yard line. Armed Forces football is proudly supported by Cooper Tire. Well, so now what's the answer again for Army? After Wake Forest scored on the opening drive, Ross, Army came out throwing the football. They didn't throw it once in the first half last week.
Well, what's interesting, well, there's a couple things there, right? First, they got Christian Anderson back, who's one of the best option quarterbacks I've seen in a long time. I mean, the defensive coordinator for Wake Forest, Lyle Hemphill, said he is a difference maker if he plays. Obviously he is. He said he's one of the best option quarterbacks he's seen in the last decade, and they play Georgia Tech a lot.
Give it to Atkins. Stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Miles Fox split between the gaps, and he's already making his presence felt.
Yeah, they are shooting the gaps right. Watch this, A gap, this is a pinch. He's gonna pinch between the two. Look at that quickness. I mean, that is quickness right there that Army is clearly not ready for. Sometimes you play against these Power 5 teams, they've got some defensive linemen that are just different. And for Fox to be that athletic, that quick at that size, he ate up Army's O-line there.
25-year-old, 7th year of college football, graduated from Old Dominion, 3rd year at Wake. Anderson goes the other way. Fox is in his face again. Fox and Bothroyd not letting him go anywhere, and it's 3rd down as Anderson is still down on the ground.
Watch.
Officials timeout for injury.
They are moving up front, and Army is not able to adjust to the movement. Wake Forest defensive line is just too quick, and Anderson immediately reached up for his right shoulder, chest, clavicle area. Watch Anderson's right hand at the tail end of that. He landed right on that right shoulder. And watch his right arm.
Jeff Monken taking a knee with the rest of the training staff. Ross, it was the Miami of Ohio game.
And Garnes is hurt for Wake Forest as well. Jalen Garnes. You know, Christian Anderson, talking with the coaches yesterday, worked so hard to get back from that injury. Originally, they didn't know if they'd have him today. They thought they'd probably get him back after the bye next week, but he kept working and telling the coaches, I'm getting better, I'm getting better, I'm going to be ready, and took a lot of reps this week and felt ready to go.
Well, he did, but they also said they did not take much contact this week to get ready. They weren't sure how that would go. And what happened? What was the injury against Miami of Ohio? A couple of different times Christian Anderson had to leave the game, but this was the one that cost him the last 2 games. Officially being called a chest injury that forced him to miss the Ball State loss and then the loss to Wisconsin last week at Camp Randall Stadium. So the question now, as they obviously focus on Christian Anderson, Ross, is the 2 quarterbacks that played last week against Wisconsin, Tyre Tyler, Jabari Laws, both ready and capable to come in, but now a heavier load going to be expected on both those guys.
At this point, they're just so used to it. I mean, Army quarterbacks get banged up, get injured so often that they play multiple quarterbacks pretty much every year since I've been doing the games.
So Anderson is walking off under his own power. We'll have more with Tina as soon as she gets some information.
Probably goes without saying, but that would be a gigantic loss. And as you watch him move right there, his right arm is not swinging like his left arm.
Yeah, not
moving. You know, the right arm is just standing right there. And Jabari Law is going to come in because he's the better passer of the 2 with he and Tyre Tyler. You see his stats last week against Wisconsin.
Including a long touchdown or a long pass to get him into touchdown range late in the 4th to A.J. Howard. He's out of the shotgun on 3rd and 14. They swing it out to the far side to Robinson. He's the playmaker, but just nowhere to go. Nick Anderson stayed home, maybe a couple of yards. And so Army will have to punt here, down 14-7.
Conservative pass. They're just watch Smenda and Anderson fly out there. They're going to fly out there as soon as it. Nice job by Anderson. He's there. Here comes Smenda. I think we already knew this, but Wake Forest has a really good team. I am so impressed. So many juniors and seniors, 22, 23, 24-year-olds.
Harding boots it into the wind. Fair catch called for, and they're going to let that go. Nobody touched it. So that'll go all the way to the 46-yard line. Only a 31-yard punt. Wake Forest trying to go up 2 scores. Now kick your football Sunday off with our top crew as they preview the NFL Week 7 action. You're ready for all the games with the Chiefs and Titans. They'll make their predictions. It's that other pregame show tomorrow morning, 8 Eastern on CBS Sports Network. So not only was Christian Anderson hurt on that last play, Jalen Garnes, hybrid linebacker safety spot, plays that rover spot behind Trey Red. He was also helped off the field. The shoe is off, and he was taken back to the locker room.
And Wake Forest has excellent field position to start this drive. They desperately need to get a stop through the Army Black Knights, or this game could get away from them, quite frankly.
Hartman back to the air. Back to Roberson, who had the last touchdown. That's a wonderful tackle. Jabari Moore in open space against one of the best receivers in the conference, the loss of 1.
And that's a good start right there. Jabari Moore, it'll be the left side of your screen. It's just a quick look pass by Hartman. Good job playing that inside out.
He swung it out to Beal Smith, who broke the first tackle, but then could not get away from Broughton flying in. Eric Smith was the first one to stop the play, but Broughton cleaned it up, and it's 3rd and 13.
Well, this is a huge opportunity now for Army. They have got to get some pressure. And the guy that needs to get it is going to be at the bottom of the screen, Andre Carter. That's the matchup.
Has to go inside, still after Hartman. He got one away. Hartman on the move, looking downfield, trying to get the corner. And he's not going to have the first down. He's short by about a yard. About 12 on the scamper, but that brings it up an opportunity to go for it on 4th.
Yeah, I don't know that I'd call him a dual threat quarterback, but he runs plenty well enough, and he'll run the ball at times during the game. And he got awfully close there. I love the decision to go for it here. They're trying to end this game as early as they can, or at least get some breathing room. And they've had success running it up the middle there. Hartman changing the play.
And he comes under center for the QB sneak, but I don't think he got there.
No, he lost his footing. I believe he's short.
He walked it up to the line to take it under center, but from first spot, it did not look like he got there. Kwabena Bonsu was on the bottom of that pile with Nolan Cockrell, and this would be an enormous stop. They got it.
You know, that reminded me of Monday night. Josh Allen for the Buffalo Bills slipped on a quarter. Tell me he doesn't lose his footing here.
I think he gets hit behind. I don't think he lost his footing, Ron.
You know what? I thought he lost his footing, but he just got stuffed at the line. Watch McGinn, 79 to left, but that was the soft spot. That was the right part to go. He just stopped moving his feet and just kind of leaned forward. What a stop by the Black Knights defense, exactly when they had to have it.
So Tyre Tyler now becomes the 3rd quarterback for Army in this game. Again, we'll get more on Christian Anderson as soon as it becomes available. It's it off to Atkins, trying the middle. Couple of yards on first down.
I think Army's going to start to come with some more zone type of plays for 2 reasons. One, Tyre Tyler's really good at the quarterback zone. And secondly, with all the slanting and pinching by Wake Forest D-line, you can't man block him. Army has not shown the ability to man block him. You got to go more to a zone block where guys are blocking areas.
Tyler cuts it inside. Hit from behind, but he picks up about 5 yards. Let's go downstairs to Tina for an update.
Well, Christian Anderson is still in the injury tent. What I can tell you is at first there was a lot of attention. They were working on the right side of his body. I couldn't see much. That's why they have the tent. But right now he is just sitting on the table in there, and he's actually he's taking some water right now. So nobody's working on him, guys, right now. I'll try to keep you updated as to what they're looking for, what the concern is.
All right, Tina. You assume for Arnie here on 3rd and 1, it's 4-down territory. They give to Buchanan. They don't need the 4th down. Jacoby
You know what?
Buchanan's got the first down.
It's not 4-down territory. It's Jacoby Buchanan territory. That guy now has close to 190 straight runs without any negative yardage.
Now Ross
And now
Tyler
Tyler's hobbling up. I think he got stepped on.
Yeah, he's having a hard time putting pressure on his right foot.
You have got to be kidding me. Now Tyler's hurt and Jabari Laws comes in. Remember, Jamel Jones, their 4th quarterback, has gotten playing time over the last couple years as well and done some good things.
But he didn't make the trip to Wisconsin last week because of an injury. Laws throwing, and it's caught. Isaiah Alston wrestled down by Wake Forest secondary. Kalen Carson making the stop. Pickup of 7 yards. This is the last play where Tyler gets hurt.
It's tough to really see what happened there. There was certainly an offensive lineman that kind of rolled up on him. But I didn't see anything that looked that bad to me on Tyler's lower legs. Laws was really known for his speed a couple years ago when he suffered his first torn ACL.
And another one in camp leading into the 2020 season. On 2nd down, the give to Atkins. Right through the middle, Suleiman Kamara got on his back. He picked up 3, so it'll be 3rd and 1 for Army at the Wake Forest 35. Demon Deacons scored on their first 2 drives. Army had a touchdown in between those. Got a 4th down stop to get the ball back right around the 45, which is where this drive began. Christian Anderson started today for Jeff Monken. Left the game with an injury. Remember, it's his first game back since injuring his chest back on September 25th.
And that might have been the best push by the right side of the offensive line all day. Cade Barnard's in. He's usually more of the blocking back. Buchanan's usually the short yardage back.
It's 3rd and 1. They try to get to the edge with Laws, and he can't get there. He did not get the first down. Kamara again on the stop. He's one of the backups to Miles Fox. And they are facing 4th and 1 and a decision.
Oh, there's not a decision. They're going to go, and my guess is Jacoby Buchanan will probably come out there.
We got a couple of things. There's a man down for Wake Forest, which will stop the clock at 4 seconds. Army was probably going to take that to the end of the quarter anyway. So the officials do wind the clock.
That's the end of the first quarter.
All right, so that's the end of the first quarter. While they take a look at the injured player for Wake Forest, that is Williams down on the field. End of the first quarter, 14-7, Wake the lead. Getting ready to start the second quarter. Time now for a view of the core, brought to you by M-Core. Here in full, always, at Mikey Stadium. But Ross, the core today joined by a sold-out crowd here at West Point for a game against a ranked opponent trying to beat an AP top 25 team for the first time since 1972.
Right, Tyler back in the game. That's a great sign. Jacoby Buchanan in the game at fullback. They almost always give it to big number 33. We mentioned never had a negative yardage run. The thing is, Wake Forest knows that too.
Handoff is to Buchanan over the left side, and they convert the 4th down. Jasir Taylor with the tackle.
It's just a fullback belly. Terrific blocking by Cade Barnard and Catterbone. You know, he ended up taking that outside of the wing back. You think he's running the ball up the middle? They caved in the whole left side. Buchanan's so good at just sliding that out. Look at that stat, 196 straight.
Tyler tries to get it to the edge to Robinson. Got a cut block on the outside, and Robinson hit from behind. Luke Masterson making the stop at the 26-yard line. So 7 on the run for Tyrell Robinson, who hasn't really been able to break free the last couple weeks.
Watch Brandon Walters, number 11, right side of your screen. He's going to get the key block. You'll see a guy go down on the ground. That's because Walters just cut him down. And Robinson able to get good positive yardage off of that.
Tyrell Robinson over 9 yards a carry, which leads all FBS players with at least 25 attempts. Tyler kept it himself, cuts it back into the red zone. Tyler down to the 12-yard line. It's 1st and 10, Army on the move.
All right, watch this. You're going to see Atkins go this way and then Tyler back the other way. Atkins that way, Tyler kicks it out. That is really well done.
Atkins had the great block. Tyler carried it last week 24 times. Against Ball State a couple weeks ago, 17 against Wisconsin. Keeps it again, spins away from one defender, hit from behind, Jasheen Davis. They're excited about that freshman from Snellville, Georgia on the tackle, getting the start today. Think he could be pretty special. 2nd down, Army.
Well, I think Tyler is pretty special when he's running the football. Nice job by Davis. But Army's got something cooking on this drive. You know, the interesting thing talking with the Wake Forest defensive coaches is that they don't see a ton of triple option anymore from Army. It's a lot of fullback dive, quarterback foul, and they got a new fullback in the game in Tyson Riley.
Been bothered by an ankle injury. Gets the handoff as well, and he scatters his way close to the 1st down marker. Ryan Smenda saved the touchdown.
That was very well blocked. And you'll see Riley's got a little bit more athleticism than the other fullbacks. Almost kept his feet to get in the end zone there. 3rd and very short. Jacoby Buchanan's coming back in the game, and I don't need to tell longtime Army fans who's likely getting the ball here.
It's a drive that started after a 4th down stop on the Army 45. On 3rd and 1. It is Buchanan. 1st down and more. Touchdown, Army. His 5th touchdown of the season. Buchanan's fired. Army within a point.
I was waiting to see if you'd say it or not. Fire those Buchanans. Jacoby is in the end zone. What an impressive answer drive by Army. You get the stop on 4th down. You march it all the way down the field. Here comes the fullback belly. Right up the middle. Quarterback sneak blocking. It's a wedge, and the big boy just knows how to fall forward.
Valley's extra point is through. Well, there was a flag thrown there at the end of the kick, and the officials are talking with Miles Fox. So we'll find out what that is.
Illegal formation, offense. 92 is lined up in the backfield, making 5 in the backfield. 5-yard penalty. We'll replay the try.
All right, so wipe that off for Cole Talley and try one more time. But to your point about the response, Christian Anderson gets hurt. They face 3rd and 14. And then Tyler got hurt but came back in to start the 4th quarter.
So what they're saying is right there, he's got to be up on the line. I used to play that position right there. That's number 92, Isaiah Felici. You're the guy that needs to step in and then hinge out, but you got to be on the line of scrimmage. He was off the football, so he needs to get up on the line of scrimmage a little bit more.
So they'll make it a 25-yard extra point.
He's still pretty far off.
Result is the same. And we are tied at 14. Sellout crowd. Huge game. Good game. All not here in the 2nd quarter.
Welcome back to Michie Stadium with Army and Wake Forest tied at 14. Tina Servastio back with you on the sidelines, joined by Army Athletic Director Mike Buddy. Mike, what do you think of the sold-out crowd on a day that a Power 5 nationally ranked team comes in to play Army? What are the opportunities that lie for us here?
Well, certainly a phenomenal opportunity, a great day to showcase two really strong football programs. You know, we've stumbled a little bit the last 2 weeks, so this is a great opportunity for us for a little redemption. It's a really difficult environment to come here to Michie Stadium on any Saturday, but to have 38,000 fans here, it's great to see.
And Mike, as a 1993 graduate of Wake Forest University, you still hold the Wake Forest baseball single-season strikeout record with 138 strikeouts. Any problems cheering or rooting for a certain side of the ball today?
Not even a close, not even a chance. There's one team I need and want to win this game, and I think we're going to make it happen.
Mike, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Tina.
All right, Tina, thank you very much. On the kickoff, it is Keyshawn Williams, takes it out to the 27-yard line. Mike Buddy, not just a good pitcher at Wake Forest back in the day, Mike Buddy made it all the way to Major League Baseball. 5-4 career Major League record with 76 strikeouts for the Yankees and the Brewers after his career at Wake Forest and a long career in the minors before making his Yankees debut in 1998.
Gotten to know him a little bit over the last few years. He is an awesome guy and outstanding. I mean, for them to get the schedule they got last year with all the COVID cancellations was extremely impressive.
Hartman holds it for a long time, and that's dropped. The sure-handed A.T. Perry was wide open, and he knows it.
I always think it's a little funny when the guy taps on his chest after he drops the ball saying, "My fault." Like, yeah, man, we're all watching. We're all kind of saw it. He threw the ball right to you. I'm guilty of that too, though. I'll probably do that later on in the broadcast.
I was just going to say, you do that up here. Roberson made this grab between two defenders. That was a strike from Hartman for 13 yards and a first down.
Sam Hartman's a high-level player. I mean, he is in a groove right now. Army's playing zone there, and he fits it right between the linebacker Smith and the safety Broughton. Hartman's in a rhythm.
Back to the air. Back to Roberson. It's short. It's pickup of about 4. Cameron Jones is a third corner. Now, he's had to start this year as well when Julian McDuffie missed a couple of games with an injury. He's in right now for Jabari Moore. Hartman on second down. There's that long mesh point. Gives him more time, and it's wide open. Perry will walk into the end zone. 54 yards on the touchdown to A.T. Perry.
So I am shocked right now by some of the mistakes that Army's making on defense and some of the coverages they're playing. I mean, it appeared right there. They've got a man-to-man corner. Cunningham's going to come up and play the run. So you've got man-to-man on the deep end. Cameron Jones against A.T. Perry. I mean, that's just not going to work. A.T. Perry's one of the best receivers in the country.
Perry's 5th straight game with a touchdown. That is his 8th touchdown grab of the year. 2 weeks ago, 3 grabs, 3 scores in the game winner. None of them were that easy. Well, A.T. Perry turns 22 on Tuesday as we take a look at our Mercedes-Benz player profile. Had 2 touchdowns in his first 2 seasons in Winston-Salem, but man, oh man, is he having a breakout season for the only undefeated team in the ACC, and he just got a 54-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah, watch the safety of that side. Cedric Cunningham's going to come up in a run responsibility because of where that they do with the ride, and then behind him, it's just man-to-man coverage. Cameron Jones is trying to cover A.T. Perry, but that's all Sam Hartman right there. Hartman is reading the safety. When he saw the safety Cunningham come in the box, he pulled the ball, knew he had man-to-man coverage. That is too easy for Wake Forest.
Perry has his 3rd 100-yard game of the season. Tyrell Robinson definitely gave the fair catch signal.
The receiver gave a fair catch signal. By rule, the ball be placed at the 25-yard line.
All right, so that's where they'll take it. Let's go downstairs to Tina.
Well, Christian Anderson is out of the injury tent. As he walked by me, I asked him, I said, Christian, are you going back into the game? And he shook his head No. He's on the sideline right now, just kind of spending time by himself. I'll try to get more information, official information from Army on the severity of his injury guide.
All right, Tina, thank you very much. Certainly disappointing because he ran for 236 in that Miami game, career high. He is the best thrower on this team. Their quarterback who has started since week 2 when Tyler got hurt after starting the opener, but it is a game that they still feel that they can win. Tyler, Laws, they'll be the quarterbacks the rest of the way. And there's a flag flies.
Yeah, I think it might
delay a game.
Well, they had 2 guys go in motion at the same time.
Prior to the play clock expiring, timeout. Army, their first timeout of the half.
And that's tough on an opening play of a drive.
30-second
Timeout. Army will step away for 30 seconds.
Turn big jobs into big fun. Our Battery AK Homeowner Series starts at just $199.99. Real steel. Find yours at over 10,000 local steel dealers.
Back at Mikey Stadium, Armed Forces football, proudly supported by The Exchange. Jason Horowitz, Ross Tucker, Tina Cervasio downstairs, 21-14, 16th ranked Wake Forest has the lead on Army, 10:48 to go in the second quarter. Wake has had quick strike offense all afternoon. Laws came in the game out of the timeout. He had Robinson open and a phenomenal knockaway for Wake Forest.
Chase Jones, one of the backup linebackers. This is incredible. He's all the way over here, but he's got Robinson man-to-man. Watch him get back and get in on this play. I mean, this is ACC athleticism right here. Oh, that's my guy, man-to-man. That is so good. I mean, that was well designed by Brent Davis. And if Chase Jones isn't all over that, that's an easy touchdown for the Black Knights. What a play.
On the other side, Jabari Laws is going to say if he just throws it a little bit farther. They come to misdirection with Rican Donaldson. He's got blockers in front and a great tackle. Hunted down. Isaiah Wingfield, backup cornerback, made a great stop after 9.
Oh, man, they had so much room out there. They'll come around this way. Wingfield making this tackle. Wait to just roll it, guys, and just watch how much room there's nobody out there. Nobody out there. Wingfield comes all the way from the other side to make the play. Wow.
But they did get it within a yard, and Jacoby Buchanan was checked into the game. And of course he gets the handoff. And he's stacked up, but the mark is across the 35. Remember, the drive started after a touchback, so that'll be a first down for Army.
And by the way, I bet you Army comes back to that play where they threw it to Robinson, because if Chase Jones doesn't make that play, that's a touchdown. Really, if Laws had waited a little bit to throw it, put a little more air under it, it might have been a touchdown. Brent Davis is having a good game. Really, so far, the Army offensive coordinator is having a better day than the Army defensive coordinator. Credit Wake Forest's offense. It's so well designed.
Tyler's back in. They're switching quarterbacks within series, just like they did against Wisconsin. You expect to see that all day. Now that Anderson is out, he gets it down to the edge, got the pitch out there. That is Tyrell Robinson, and another nice tackle on the edge. Trey Red got him around the ankles. Robinson picked up 6.
That's another one where if Red doesn't make that tackle in space, Robinson might go a long way. We've seen some impressive tackles in the open grass from some of these Wake Forest defenders. Army is close to breaking one of these.
That was what they felt last week. They knew they had pressure up the middle if they just get it to the outside, which is clearly what they're attempting to do again here against Wake. They try it again. This is a speed option with Tyler, who falls forward. Red again makes the stop, but Tyler picks up 7. He's near midfield.
That's the play they ran a lot with success last year when Tyler was in the lineup against Navy and Air Force. It just zoned to the right. This has nothing to do with the triple options. Buchanan's leading, zone to the right, well blocked. I would expect a heavy dose of that for the rest of this game, especially when Tyler's in there. That's a play he runs well. Probably his best play, that and the quarterback follow.
Well, the other part to this, too, is they know as every time Wake Forest is on the field, there's a chance to score. They need to eat up clock. But they do get Robinson onto the outside, and again, 2 defenders are there. Masterson with the pursuit from behind to make the stop.
They're getting such good blocks on the edge, too. You'll see Catterbone, who will come over, and Colin check the right tackle. Watch the blocks they end up getting in space. He gets Masterson, Catterbone gets Red, but these corners have been up to the challenge, making tackles one-on-one. Looks like Wake Forest is in zone here.
Ross, they've got 9 in the box. They're not worried about the pass at all. It is the inside read, and A.J. Howard is again close to the marker. He gets 5, so it'll bring up 3rd and about 1 for Army with 7:15 to go in the second quarter with Wake up a touchdown.
You know, I don't think they'll do it. I think they'll probably bring in Jacoby Buchanan and run the ball because they don't want to take that chance. But if you wanted to, look, is it Atkins coming in? If you wanted to, this would be a heck of a down for a play-action pass if you've got the faith that Buchanan would convert on 4th.
Well, they have Atkins. It's not Buchanan. Give it to him anyway, and the hole opened up. That's a first down. Right into the open arms of Masterson, but he picks up 3. And the drive continues, and the clock continues to run. Let's go back downstairs to Tina.
Well, I'm on the Wake Forest sideline, and Chalon Garnes is now back on the field and in crutches, and his right foot is wrapped up in a walking boot. He did have x-rays on his right ankle. Earlier it was questionable to return, but now he's officially out. Tyler Williams for Wake Forest. He also had an x-ray on his left ankle. He's back on the field testing that right now, guys.
All right, thanks, Tina. Tyler Williams, one of their backup defensive linemen. Laws takes the snap and the pitch to the outside. It's so impressive. Luke Masterson, the 6th year, the 2nd year captain, the senior from Naples, Florida, and the leading tackler on this team.
Yeah, he's getting his masters in tackling. Watch him read this pitch and go out there. Everybody else is blocked. Blocked. He undercuts it, makes the tackle. I can't believe how good Wake Forest is at tackling in the open field. I mean, they have saved the day a number of times.
5 tackles for Masterson, 4 of them on this drive. Laws, nowhere to go this time. Rondell Bothroyd, coming off a career-high 7 tackles against Syracuse 2 weeks ago in the overtime win at the Carrier Dome, and it'll be 3rd and long.
Yeah, they really feel like he's probably their best D lineman. This is the play they scored the touchdown on earlier when they pitched it to Walters. And I think Laws would have been better served pitching it there. I think they had something there if he would have pitched it with Atkins on the perimeter.
Quite in field goal range at the 38. This would be about a 55-yarder. The 11th play of the drive coming up. Laws back to pass. Found Robinson. He doesn't have the marker, and now it's a decision time. Would be a 49-yard field goal attempt for Cole Talley, but it's 4th and 2 for Army.
Yeah, I'm going to call it a short 2. Army will go for this. I'd be shocked if they kick the field goal. In comes Tyler, but Cade Barnard is still in at fullback, which leads me to believe some type of quarterback run here with Tyler. Either a zone or a follow.
This feels like a huge 4th down. They can't play catch-up all afternoon. Tyler steps back and drilled. Right off the edge, Jasheen Davis untouched. Put an end to the drive. What a hit.
Well, it wasn't the follow, and it wasn't the quarterback zone. They went with the quarterback counter, which is not a good play if they come with penetration. There's a late flag on the play. I didn't even see it.
Now, if it's a flag that is after the play, it will still be Wake Forest ball. The Army offense is still waiting out on the field to find out the announcement here from Dwayne Haight.
There is no foul on the play for too many players on a defense. Turnover on downs. First down, Wake Forest. Timeout.
So Army has a fourth down stop. Now Wake Forest has a fourth down stop. Jashin Davis plants Tyler. Gets the ball back for Sam Hartman. All right, back inside Michie Stadium. They said there was no penalty for too many men on the defense. Now they are reviewing this. Now you can review this to find out. Ross, count them up here. It looks like there are 12 men on that side lining up.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No, this isn't the Olympics. It's too many guys on the field. 12 guys on the field for Wake Forest, and I think Wake Forest knows it because I'm looking out there and their defensive line, their whole defense is on the field. What a critical
After further review,
mistake.
It was determined there were 12 players on defense on the previous play. It'll be a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. It'll be first down for Army at the 26-yard line.
You know, and that's the rare one too, Ross, where not do you get the 12th man on the field who's running off the field. That was 12 men on there lined up to stop at 4th and 2, and we're coming with 12.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that the officials didn't realize it right away. You know, they usually blow that dead and throw the flag when the snap is imminent. You know, usually when there's 12 guys, one guy is running off. They just went with it.
The game clock will start on my signal.
So both teams have made some crucial mistakes here in this game.
I bet Dave Clawson can't believe it because they didn't even need the other 11 guys. Jashin Green was the only guy they need. Jashin Davis, the only guy they needed on that play.
Yeah, instead it's first down and a fresh set of downs and a new life here for Army. Tyler bounces off one defender and right into the arms of Masterson and Carson. We'll bring up second down and long. Well, coming up on the halftime report, powered by Ram Trucks, Adam Zucker, Rick Neuheisel, Brian Jones, get you all up to date on the latest scores and news in college football. It's coming up in the halftime report, powered by Ram Trucks. A lot of the teams in the top 10 getting a little bit more tested than I think they expected. Navy is home for second-ranked Cincinnati today. That one's been a ball game. Oklahoma struggled with Kansas. And here, undefeated Wake Forest has a touchdown lead on Army. Tyler kept it himself, found the hole, Tyler to the end zone. Tyler with a 24-yard keeper, and Army with an extra point away from tying it again.
Man, I didn't know the cannon would be firing this much today. I didn't know we'd have this many points. Watch Catterbone 29 right side of your screen, right there. Catterbone gets the key block on Travion Red. Extremely well blocked.
Talley squeaked that one through. Wake Forest was screaming off the edge. They have been treated to a heck of a first half. We're not at 21.
Today, I'm a captain on the Army West Point football team. Tomorrow, I strive to lead winning teams.
Today, I study to excel in the classroom. Tomorrow, I can reach for the stars.
Today, I am leading cadets during summer training. Tomorrow, I will be ready to lead soldiers on the battlefield.
Today, I lead with character as the brigade commander. Tomorrow, my possibilities are endless. West Point, where leaders are made.
Tyler, 6 carries for 56 yards on a 7.5-minute possession on a drive aided by 12 men on the field for Wake Forest. Back to the touchdown.
Watch these blocks. Kolinchek goes out. Walters goes in. Catterbone goes around. 3 critical blocks right at the point of attack for the quarterback follow. I mean, that is beautiful. When you're doing it in practice during the week, that's what it looks like. When you want to play wingback or even wide receiver for Army, you better be able to make those blocks downfield. That's gorgeous if you like blocking and running the football, and I love both.
Marshawn Williams from the 5, and he's tripped up inside the 20. Bo Nicholas Paul making the stop for Army. And so Wake Forest backed up on its own 12 to start this drive. Well, in today's installment of Army's Greatest Legends, brought to you by The Exchange, we look back at Army defensive end Josh McNary. He set the school career record for sacks and tackles for loss, capped his senior season 2010 by leading Army to the Armed Forces Bowl win over SMU. Fumble, returned it for a touchdown. 27 career sacks for McNary. Now, Andre Carter might not get there, but he may get to the single season sack record coming into the day, the nation's leader with 8.5.
They need him to get one today.
Yeah, Hartman,
soon.
Another delivery to Perry. Already over 100 yards receiving for A.T. Perry and a touchdown with 3:05 and counting.
I actually expect Wake Forest to run the ball more now because I think Army's going to have a lot of deep safeties. They're not going to want to get beat over the top again.
Instead, it goes to Perry and tried to one-hand that. Jabari Moore back on the field. He was on the sideline on that last touchdown to Perry. 2:53 to go. Wake Forest does have all 3 timeouts, and the offense hasn't been on the field because their last 2 touchdown drives have taken less than 90 seconds. 207 yards passing for Hartman. This one's on the ground. Justice Ellison spun his way to 5 yards. And a key 3rd down coming up here for Wake Forest in a tie ball game.
So 3rd and 5, really 3rd and almost 6. You got to expect it to be a pass. Army needs to pin their ears back and get some pressure and try to get Hartman out of a rhythm. Carter's at the bottom of the screen, but he's going against one of the best pass protectors in the country in Zach Tom.
Sellout crowd trying to make it difficult for Sam Hartman in his 26th career start. They bring 5, they double Carter. Hartman off his back foot looking for the tight end and a flag.
Wow.
Eric Smith was step for step, but his hands were on Brandon Chapman.
That was a late flag. And they're going to talk about it.
Pass interference. Defense, number 53. 15-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
He never let Chapman try to get to the ball.
That is a gigantic penalty. Watch the middle of your screen. Eric Smith's running with Chapman, kind of held him right there. And then he's got his head that way.
He's got his hands all over.
Yeah, I'm okay with that call. You know, really, Chapman could have done a better job forcing the penalty, if you will. Chapman didn't come violently for the football as much as he should have.
Hartman again pulls off the hands of Perry. That's the 2nd time Perry has missed one on a crosser that was right there for him.
You know, it was extended a little bit, but if you're a bigger-bodied receiver like Perry, you've got to be sure-handed. On those in-breaking routes, you got to be automatic.
To pass again, the late blitz. Hartman finds Marin, his first catch of the day, and it takes it inside the Army 40 down to the 37. That's a pickup of 18.
So 2 things are happening right now. Hartman has all kinds of time, and he's a machine. I mean, I don't think Hartman's had a bad throw yet. Plenty of time for Wake Forest, obviously, especially with their tempo and having 3 timeouts. Really, they'd ideally like to keep getting the clock down so Army doesn't have any time on the other end.
They bring the blitz. They dump it out of the backfield. It's Ellison. Sure tackle made by Cunningham. Inbounds. Clock continues to roll. 1:15. Again, Wake Forest does have all 3 timeouts. Cunningham is down. So that'll stop it here with 1:12 to go. Remember, Army won
Officials timeout for an injured player.
Army won the coin toss, so we'll get the ball to start the 2nd half after deferring. The attention goes to Cedric Cunningham.
Cunningham's going to end up getting in on this tackle, number 22, left side of your screen. Pretty physical collision there, but it's a nice job by Cunningham. Face up, wrapped up with his arms. Tough to see anything there. That's really how they teach you to make those tackles in the open field. He looked okay right after the play. It was almost, it took him a little while to realize that something was bothering him.
You know, his head was moved to the side, but it looked like the side of his head and the neck took it right on the shin, right on the thigh pad.
Yeah.
Justice Ellison is a big back, 5'10", 205 pounds, as Cunningham is now up.
So you wonder in situations like this, do they attack Cedric Cunningham's replacement immediately? He must come out for this play. And Army doesn't have a lot of a lot of depth in the secondary.
Well, Dave Clawson was also asking the question, all right, will the clock wind? Hartman scans, escapes, goes down. Lowen made sure that was the case.
Still no need to call a timeout until you get the result of this third down play. Could easily be 4-down territory here for the Demon Deacons.
Safety for Cunningham. That's beyond the sticks and another catch for A.T. Perry. He got out of bounds, so the clock stops with 47 seconds to go.
I am so impressed by Sam Hartman. I mean, he is in total control of this offense. Everything he does is in rhythm. I don't know that he's had a bad read yet. Army has to do something to get him out of this rhythm he's in right now.
Other late blitz on the backfield. Beal Smith breaks a tackle, and he's pushed out of bounds inside the 10.
Leo Lowen, number 31, that's a critical missed tackle there. We've talked about the great job Wake Forest has done making tackles in the open field. Lowen just missed one there.
And the ability for Wake Forest. Dave Clawson said he was a little bit worried after the bye because the offense was in such a rhythm. Would they still be that after a week off? They haven't missed a beat. This offense has been outstanding this afternoon. And whistles fly.
Whole lot of communication going on down there. People don't realize how much talking is going on before these plays.
Illegal snap, offense, number 55, 5-yard penalty, first down.
And all that illegal snap means is that he didn't really snap. He just kind of flinched. They could easily call it a false start as well on Michael Juergens. And really, Jason, most teams like Army would consider calling a timeout if they get a stop here. But Army doesn't really have the type of offense to think that they would get points on the other side.
Cunningham's back in, the long mesh. Beal Smith, the handoff, touchdown Wake Forest. Christian Beal Smith takes it in from 13 yards out, and the fourth touchdown drive of the opening half for the Demon Deacons.
This long ride is perplexing the Black Knights defense. Watch how long Hartman keeps this in Beal Smith's belly. 1, 2, and he sees that hole and says go. So many times today he's pulled it and thrown it, but when you keep that mesh point for that long, you ride him for that long, you got time to see whether or not it opens up like that. I was fascinated watching it on tape this week. The offensive linemen don't really fire off the ball. I mean, there was nobody there. Beal Smith right down Main Street. And it's been a long time since I've seen an offense have their way with Army's defense like this.
Yeah, 299 yards here in the opening half for Wake Forest. The Demon Deacons team that came into the day nearly 39 points a game, 12th best in the country. on pace to be the highest in the 8 years under Dave Clawson. And Ross, they've been good offensively. This is the 5th straight year that they are over 30 points per game. They and Clemson are the only 2 teams in the ACC that can say that. And the way that Clemson's offense has been this year, they're not going to keep that going. So it's just going to be Dave Clawson's team moving into next year.
Yeah, well, and how about this? I mean, only 4 schools in FBS football have scored 30 points every game this year. I'd be shocked at this point if Wake Forest doesn't do it again. 7 for 7.
See if Army tries to get a return on here. Now Robinson calls for the fair catch, so they will bring it out to the 25. As we take a look at the AP Top 10 poll powered by Ram Trucks. Cincinnati, highest ranking there at number 2, tied with Navy. Oklahoma, they're all excited about Caleb Williams. People saying, hey, Heisman, he's only played 6 quarters. They trail Kansas. Even Michigan and Penn State are in battles that nobody expected.
I would think that Army would take a knee here. They are not designed to try to get 40, 50 yards in 30 seconds.
And they will get the ball to start the second half as well. So they do take a knee. Wake Forest does have all 3 timeouts if they wanted to try to get the ball back, because they do have the offense that can score on 2 plays.
That's interesting. Wake Forest could have decided to take 3 timeouts and try to get the ball back, but if they did that, Army would have probably run some plays and maybe been able to churn out a first down.
They don't. So both squads will trot to their respective locker rooms in front of this sellout crowd here at Michie Stadium that has seen 49 first half points. End of the first half, 16th ranked Wake Forest up on Army, 28-21. Back to Adam Zucker and the gang in New York in our studios when we return. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network. Back in West Point, first half stats brought to you by The Exchange. You can't play much better first half offensively than Wake Forest. 299 total yards. Army controlled the ball, did what they needed to. 21 first half points. But they're going to have to do something defensively that's a little bit different here in the second half. As we welcome you back inside Michie Stadium, Jason Horowitz, Ross Tucker, Tina Servasio on the field in just a moment. Ross, it was a very entertaining first half, but quick strike Wake Forest offense, the difference.
Yeah, it's crazy. Looking at that time of possession, Army's controlling it for more than 20 minutes. Army has played so well offensively, especially with Anderson being hurt. They cannot stop Sam Hartman in this Wake Forest offense.
No, 15 of 20. And Hartman averaged more than 12.5 yards per pass attempt in that first half.
Well, he got started with all the bombs. He threw a deep post to A.T. Perry. Then he came back for the touchdown to Jabari Roberson. And then even later on in the half, man-to-man coverage to A.T. Perry. Sam Hartman has made it look easy. 15 of 20, and at least 3 of those incompletions were drops.
Trying to lead Wake Forest to a 7-0 start, which would tie the best in school history. Downstairs to Tina.
I spoke to Army's Jeff Monken. He said that the slow mesh point is absolutely throwing off the Army defense. And he said that's then leading them to give up those big plays. And they just have to find a way to get Hartman and the Wake offense off the field, maybe force them to punt. But otherwise, Monken says he's pleased with the way the team has stepped up when a player goes down, referring to Christian Anderson. Wake Forest, Dave Clawson said, despite giving up 21 points, you can't really make adjustments at halftime because they work so hard on this defense. They just have to stick to it, execute, but he says we do have to challenge their run plays much more. Otherwise, very pleased with Sam Hartman. However, he said there's a whole lot of football still left to play here, guys.
Yeah, no question. Army ran for 127 yards. They got that going. You mentioned Christian Anderson. No official word on whether or not he can return, although as Tina told us earlier, she asked him on the sideline and he shook his head. So after he got hurt in the first quarter, we've not seen him since. It has been the Tyler Jabari Laws show and the fair catch. So they'll start it at the 25-yard line. If you missed us, they scored a touchdown on the opening drive. Christian Anderson threw a 39-yarder on the first play, but here's the injury, Ross. Remember, he had missed the last 2 games with a chest injury.
And he was fine until Fox drove him down into the ground there. He immediately was favoring that right arm and shoulder as he walked off. But the quarterbacks have come in and played well. Both Tyler and Jabari Laws.
Yeah, no question. And it's Tyler getting to the edge, keeping it himself. And a 24-yard touchdown run in the opening half. And how about starting with 22 yards on the first carry in the third quarter?
I told you they were going to run this play more. It's quarterback zone. Watch Cade Barnard, the fullback. He's their best guy without the ball. Watch 40 come through. Boom, you're going down 12, and then Tyler has all kinds of room. These fullbacks, especially Barnard, so good when they're blocking. It's almost a tell. They never give the ball to Barnard. When he's in, he's usually lead blocking.
Yeah, he only has 16 carries on the season. Compare that to Buchanan with 64. They pitch it to the outside. Got it to Walters. He got a great block from Robinson. Walters cuts it back in down inside the 30-yard line. 24 on the one from Brandon Walters, and 2 quick plays, and Army's in possession inside the 30.
What a block by Tyrell Robinson, 21. Watch the block by 21. Now let's see if Walters stayed in. Tyrell Robinson got 2 guys to go down. No, he stayed in. Good job by Walters. Robinson's block, he got 2, and then Walters got a bunch here. How about the first 2 plays here of the second half for the Black Knights?
Walters has carried it 3 times in this ball game. He had 7 all season long coming in. This time it's the fullback right through the middle. Atkins, a couple of yards. Those first half possessions for Army were very successful, Ross. 3 touchdowns. The end of the half doesn't count. They took a knee. But Jeff Monken will take 3 long touchdown drives out of 4 any game.
Right, and the only time they didn't get a touchdown was the drive when Anderson got hurt. Other than that, they have really moved the football against a Wake Forest run defense that's struggling.
Tyler trying to get to the edge, pitches it to Robinson late, streaking down the sideline. Robinson, first and goal, Army. Taken down by Carson on the sideline, but another big chunk here to open the third quarter.
Now that was triple option. Watch Tyler attack the option man. He goes right up to him, runs right up to him, forces him to commit. He made 17 Travion Red commit. There's no point in running the option unless the quarterback forces the guy you're optioning off of to commit to him. You must attack the guy you're trying to option. That was perfect.
Opening drive of the third quarter, set up first and goal. Inside give to Robinson, trying to sneak his way through. He's short. Down at the 1, Tyrell Robinson, second and goal on the doorstep for Army.
This is that little inside trap play they like to run sometimes. It's almost a counter. Robinson did a nice job following the blocks behind Booby Law on the backside. It is second and very short. Typically Jacoby Buchanan time, or every once in a while they'll run a quarterback sneak when the fullback's really tight.
Buchanan gets the ball into the pile. No signal yet. Touchdown, Army!
Should we fire him? Should we do it?
You can do it.
Fire those Buchanans, because Jacoby Buchanan in the end zone again. What an impressive drive to start this second half for Army. This game is bananas.
Now you can't quite tell on that look. Great job by our camera crew right there on the goal line. Too many bodies to tell where that ball is. 75-yard drive. Tally ties it up. Jeff Monken out of the locker room, fired up for his fullback. Tied at 28, early part of the third quarter. Jacoby Buchanan scoring for the second time this afternoon as it's time for a day in the life of a cadet, brought to you by today's military. Project management, system simulations, military science. And for Jacoby Buchanan, he gets to do what Ross at the end of the day likes to do. Maybe, you know, he hadn't scored a touchdown the last 3 games. Maybe that sleep started at 2,200 hours instead of 2,300 hours and got a little extra this week.
I mean, sleep looks good there. military science, project management. He needs to take a firing the Buchanan's class. Look at that pylon, that's cool.
Yeah, they've started doing that this year, special pylons.
So you get to keep that after the game? That looks like a collector's item there.
I don't think anybody asked if you were going to get to keep it. Deshaun Williams from the 5, coming out for Wake Forest. And he bounces right into a pair of Army defenders. Bo Nicholas Paul for the 2nd time. Tomorrow, starting at noon Eastern, catch a Serie A doubleheader as Roma takes on a perfect Napoli squad. Then at 2:45, Inter Milan against Juventus. Watch it here on CBS Sports Network. Stream it live on Paramount Plus. My partner Ross Tucker was a wonderful soccer player back in the day.
I gotta tell you, I was under 10 A team, under 12 A team. I think for a husky young boy, I was decent at soccer. Look at that drive chart for Wake Forest.
In punt. That's a long delay. It's exactly what you've been talking about all throughout the day. It's something that people always ask Dave Clawson and Warren Ruggiero, his offensive coordinator, about.
Nobody else does this. Watch how long, watch the offensive line. They don't fire off, they just wait. Look, he's just hopping. He took 6 hops after he got the ball. Who else does that? Nobody.
Hartman pulls it, comes up firing. Roberson to the outside, right into the arms of Broughton. Finished off by Morrison out to the 25. So 3rd and about 3 for Wake Forest. Army has not forced a 3-and-out all afternoon.
They got a real opportunity here. Both Roberson and Perry to the top of the screen.
They come with 4. Carter around the edge. Hartman lofts it down the field again. It's Roberson. Another home run ball goes for 75 and a touchdown. My goodness, have yourself a day.
This is unreal. Sam Hartman and this Wake Forest offense. Sam Hartman's a machine. Watch Roberson right here to the right. He goes slow. Oh my gosh, they were bracketing him again. They were doubling him again. They had inside out, Broughton inside, Moore out, and he ran past him again. That to me is unacceptable, to give up 2 long touchdowns on the exact same defensive coverage. When he sees that he's bracketed, he just takes off.
Schema stays perfect. Longest pass play of the season for Sam Hartman. Puts him over 300 yards passing for the 9th time in his career.
This is unbelievable to watch. Cunningham almost takes him down, but Wake Forest is rolling.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. By Ram Trucks, Motor Trend's Truck of the Year for the 3rd year in a row. And by Today's Military.
Well, the parachuters aren't the only ones taking flight here inside Michie Stadium. Sam Hartman has gone to the air time and time and time again, and he has a season's best 332 yards passing. Ross, we haven't even played 5 minutes in the 3rd quarter.
Well, and think about how much time Army takes off the clock. If they were playing a normal offense, Hartman would be on his way to 600 yards. He still might.
Fair catch. They'll take it out to the 25-yard line. Let's go back to this last one, a 75-yarder.
All right, this is nuts, okay? Watch Marquell Broughton, the safety, and Jabari Moore. They're the 2 best cover guys for Army. Roberson's going to go right down the middle of the field. They're bracketing him. They're on either side of him. He just goes. He sees there's one guy outside, one guy inside, and just takes off. And let's be honest, we've seen it a couple times now. Roberson and these Wake Forest skill guys are just faster than the Army secondary. And Nate Woody, that's about what I would think his face would look like with what's happened so far in this game. He is not happy.
Tyler was looking to go downfield. Instead, he's escorted out of bounds. Jasir Taylor out on the edge to take him out.
Little surprised by that 1st down play call by Army, because now it puts them behind the chains. They've had so much success running the option and running the quarterback follow and quarterback zone. Now it's 2nd and long. They've got to hold serve. They got to score.
Well, the defense hasn't shown any ability to stop Wake Forest. But conversely, neither is Wake Forest defense. You give it up the middle, and Buchanan falls forward to the 27, where they spot it.
But this is the problem with that first down call, because now it's 3rd and 7. Now, if you're Army, you pretty much have to throw it. Doesn't mean they necessarily will, but they're bringing Jabari Laws in, which means they probably will throw it. Army struggles in pass protection on obvious passing situations. Let's see if the offensive line can give Laws some time here.
Miles Fox gave him problems earlier in this ballgame up the middle. Laws. Pump fakes, fires, open receiver is caught. Alston down the field, got behind the secondary, and another big play for Army.
I can't believe Wake Forest got beat on a double move there. Army's going right on the football. In case Alston didn't actually catch it, they want to snap it right away, and they're going to try to get that play. Well, maybe not. One of the Wake Forest defenders was acting like Alston didn't catch it, so I thought Army was going to quick snap it.
Laws stays in the game after the 29-yard pickup. Throwing again. He's got another open man. It's Murphy, and he dropped it. Taylor had his hands on him. Murphy had a chance to grab it and bring it in inside the red zone.
What another great throw by Laws. I mean, Laws is playing at a really high level throwing the ball, and Brahim Murphy had to contort his body a little bit. But I think Brahim would be the first one to tell you he expects to make that catch.
So Laws now 3 of 4 passing. Trying to get to the edge. They have blockers out there. Robinson gets away with one on a stiff arm, and a flag flies. That looked like a face mask.
What a stiff arm by Tyrell Robinson. And it happens so often when you're getting stiff armed in the face, the natural tendency is to pull it. He's on the back of the helmet there. That's an opening. That's illegal. He was pulling the back of the helmet. Right there. That's a dangerous play.
There is no foul in the play for a face mask. The top of the helmet was contacted. There was no helmet opening contacted. The result of the play is a first down.
So you can't pull down from the nameplate, right? That which he did not do.
Right, but so I think, so if it's the opening with the face mask or even in the ear hole, but watch, I thought he got the back of the helmet. You know, where you can kind of get your fingers up in there in the back of the helmet. I don't even know if the back of the helmet is considered an opening or not.
At the top, either way, it was a 10-yard pickup. Tyler follows his blockers. He picks up 4 as we'll tick inside of 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. Wake Forest had a 28-21 lead at the half. Army took the opening drive 75 yards down the field and scored. Wake Forest responded with 3 plays and a 75-yard touchdown pass from Hartman to Roberson. And Army is trying to respond one more time. Tyler lost the football. It's still on the ground. And it looked like Kolinchak got his hands on it. And they are going to keep it with Army. That could have been disastrous in a game where they have had to come from behind every time.
First time we've seen that ball on the field today. There have been no turnovers. He tries to pull it out from Atkins, and when he wanted to pull it, he lost the football. Heck of a job by Kolinchak to bring it back in. Right there. The only somewhat saving grace is it's probably 4-down territory for Army. Cade Barnard's in. You'd think it's a quarterback follow. They'll follow number 40.
Instead, it's a pitch to the outside. Got a block, and Walters is upended. Anderson flying in to get him below the waist. And here is that 4th down decision for you on 4th and 5 on the Wake Forest 28-yard line.
Watch Anderson again. He's right over the center. He has the pitch guy. This must be fun. Watch 45. Okay, it's option. I got to go. That's my responsibility. That's a heck of a tackle. Sets up forward, then medium. I'm a little surprised. It looks like Army is going to kick a field goal, this would be a great spot for a fake field goal in my mind. And here it is. Is he going to quick punt it?
Yeah, well, they moved Talley, and now he's going in motion. They are going to throw it. It's Ballard, and it's intercepted. Trey Red picks it off on the trick play, and he's racing down the sideline. Won't be caught. Pick six on a fake field goal for Wake Forest. An 80-yard return on the pick six for the sixth-year senior for Wake Forest.
Watch Travion Red, 17, top of your screen. He's running with the guy going down the seam. That is an unbelievable play by Travion Red. That is incredible. He dropped the guy he was covering when he saw the other guy was open and made the play. The play of the game so far. Wow.
15th takeaway this year for Wake Forest, who came into the game +8 turnover margin. And that one is enormous. They tried to throw it with the backup quarterback, Cade Ballard. Instead, third pick of the year for Red, and their first 2-touchdown lead of the game. On CBS. Third interception this season for Travion Red, who, Russ, you said coming into this game was the player you were highlighting because he had forced 4 turnovers. This one might propel them to get to 7-0.
I'm going to show you after the kickoff, he just made one of the best plays I've ever seen, and I'm not exaggerating. Love the decision by Army to do the fake field goal. It was terrific design, but sometimes fantastic players make big-time plays.
Let that go into the end zone. So go back to that throw by Cade Ballard.
All right, here's what you need to watch, okay? They're going to end up throwing the ball to Chris Cameron, the tight end over here. He leaks out, but Travion Red gets off his slot defender and goes and makes a play. Watch 17, covering Michael Roberts right there. He sees what's happening, spins around, and gets the pick. I mean, I can't even tell you how good of a play that is by Travion Red. Everything Army did right there was perfect. Travion Red was just better.
Tyler doesn't pitch it, keeps it himself. He's having a heck of a day on the ground, Tyler.
Officials timeout for a helmet off by an offensive player.
I think most people know in college football now, if a player loses the helmet, he's got to come out for a play.
Now we are now only 49 days to the countdown to America's game, the Army-Navy game presented by USAA on CBS Sports. December 11th, played at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford on CBS. So Laws comes in, gives it up to the handoff, and that's their biggest hole. Atkins racing down the field. Their fastest fullback into the end zone. 71 yards. We might score 200 today.
What is happening right now? This game is insane. I mean, it was just a fullback trap, and there was nobody for Wake Forest. Watch Atkins. It's just a fullback trap, but everybody's gone. The kick-out block by Knapp, a terrific block by Mason Kolinchek. And Atkins is the fastest of the fullbacks, and he showed it.
Every time Wake Forest has scored quickly, Army has found an answer. But they haven't been that fast today until that one by Anthony Atkins. Anthony Atkins last week against Wisconsin was held to 6 yards on 3 carries. He just had a career-long 71-yarder on the second play after the pick 6 for Wake Forest on a fake field goal, and we're back to a 7-point game.
I mean, Have I told you lately that I love my job? This is crazy. It's 42-35 with more than 5 minutes left in the third quarter. I can honestly say I was not expecting this.
And remember what's on the line. Wake Forest is trying to go to 7-0, tie the school record for best start, stay undefeated in this college season. Army is trying to beat an AP-ranked opponent for the first time since 1972. We have been treated to a good one today. And out to the 25-yard line for Wake Forest and Sam Hartman, who just threw a 70-yarder himself. Armed Forces Football is proudly sponsored by USAA.
I mean, this game has been like defense optional for the most part. 42-35. Let's see if Army can get a stop. Even when they get Wake Forest in third down situations, that man right there, Sam Hartman, has been up to the challenge.
Yeah, already a season high, more than 330 yards passing. Theirs has been mostly through the air. He's going to throw it again. It's another wide open receiver. Shrieking down the field, Keyshawn Williams. How about it again? 75 more for Wake Forest. The last 4 plays, an 82-yard pick six. There's a 71-yard touchdown and a 75-yard touchdown pass.
I've never seen anything like this. This is like an arena football game. I mean, the one thing that's very clear is the Wake Forest wide receivers are significantly faster than the Army defensive backs.
That is 21 points in 48 seconds. At Wake Forest with its highest point total of the season.
Yeah, let's watch Keyshawn Williams. He's in the slot going against the safety. He's just going to run a slant. He's working against Marquell Broughton. He runs that little slant in cut. And Keyshawn Williams has some serious wheels. I mean, he ran away from Marquell Broughton like Broughton was standing still. And the reality is, Wake Forest has better athletes than does Army. They've got faster players at the skill position, and that's shown itself multiple times today. Broughton's a heck of a player. Williams has serious wheels.
That is the 5th Wake Forest touchdown that has gone for at least 44 yards. And Nate Woody, who has coached a defense that last year led college football in yards allowed, this year came into the game giving up 281 yards, 6th best in the country. But they have been no match today for Sam Hartman and Wake Forest.
Listen, I think Nate Woody is an outstanding defensive coordinator. I think he's done a terrific job the last 2 years. Sometimes it's just not your day, and they've got a better plan than you do. And in fairness to him, the Wake wide receivers are just much faster than the Army defensive backs. You don't need me to tell you that. I think anybody watching this game can see that.
Well, there have been 2 times today where the air has seemed to go out of this sold-out Michie Stadium.
Let's go!
First quarter when Christian Anderson got hurt, with Army down 14-7. The interception on the fake field goal, which put him up 14, but then it was lifted back up on the 71-yard touchdown run. That was the immediate response. Does Army's offense have it one more time?
Well, they have to. You know, if Army gets stuffed once, you feel like this game's probably over.
Rolls out of a tackle, keeps rolling forward. He gets 9.
You know, I've called a lot of Army games the last couple of years, and their defense has been phenomenal. I am almost at a loss for words for what Wake Forest has done to them so far today.
12 carries, 95 yards rushing for Tyler Tyler, who had 90 last week against Wisconsin. One of the best rush defenses in college football. Wake Forest is not that. They gave up 354 last week to Syracuse, and they've given up 300 again today. Robinson breaks out of a tackle, and he's near midfield. Chase Jones made the stop, but Army's offense continues to move.
Yeah, just like that little inside give with trap blocking that they've had a lot of success with Robinson. You said earlier in the game, he averages over 9 yards per carry, a guy that they really like to get the football to. He's the best athlete with the ball in his hands that Army has. It looked like they tried to go with the hard count.
Offense, number 60, 5-yard penalty, first down.
You know, Ross, we talked to Jeff Monken yesterday about the game against Wisconsin. They had the ball down 6, 4 minutes to go. Tyler hit as he's trying to throw. The fumble, Wisconsin.
Jabari Laws.
Hit as he tries to throw. Wisconsin punches it in from a yard. They lose by 6 last week to Wisconsin. They were close against Oklahoma. They were close against Michigan. The bowl game last year against West Virginia. Last week against Wisconsin. You just get the feeling that there was so much emphasis on trying to win one of these. And they've certainly been in it today. But not only are they going to have to keep scoring, Tyler and Jabari Laws, but at one point this defense is going to have to get a stop.
It's gotten super quiet here, although the home crowd does do a pretty good job of keeping it quiet when Army's on offense. Look at the total yardage. Both teams over 400 yards with 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Last week the game was 13-7 with 3 minutes left. Now it's 49-35.
That was not going anywhere from the start. They converged on Anthony Atkins. So 3rd and long coming up for Army right at midfield.
Yeah, they didn't have a good exchange here again. Watch. Tyler had to just fall down to secure the football. He wanted to pull it. Atkins thought he wanted to give it. I think Tyler would have gotten positive yardage there if he had been able to pull it without Atkins trying to take it from him.
Ross, this 4-down territory no matter what because of what Wake Forest offense has done?
It has to be.
Tyler. Read out. He's drilled. Came around and smacked by Smenda.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, was that a hit. Tyler is one tough kid. And he's walking off, but it's 4th down. They got to go.
They're going to take a look at this. They might look at this for targeting too, Ross.
The previous play is under further review.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
So remember, for targeting, there's 2 standards. This would fall under forcible contact with the crown of the helmet. Watch Smenda's helmet, number 5. What does he hit him with?
The crown.
Oh man, he's gone. That is crown of the helmet. Now Tyler's not a defenseless player, but this is crown of the helmet. And if you make forcible contact with the crown of the helmet, it's a penalty. Watch him duck his head right. Watch him duck his head right before contact.
This is the definition of targeting.
This is what they're trying to avoid. You do not want to hit people with the top of your head. And quite frankly, it's to protect the tackler. This is how you can hurt your neck when you duck your head like that. That is absolutely the crown of his helmet. And Smenda should be out for the rest of this game and the first half of the next game.
That's right.
That is dangerous.
Well, and Ross, there has been a lot of conversation among college football this year with regards to targeting, how the rule needs to change in the future. A lot of people don't like the fact that players are either A, ejected, or B, have to miss parts of the next game.
After further
these
review,
are the types of plays they're
we
trying
have
to get rid of.
targeting on the defense. Number 5, leading with the crown. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. Number 5 has been disqualified for the ball game.
So Ryan Smenda, the junior, one of their 2 starting linebackers, out for the rest of this game. He will miss the first half when they play Duke at home next week.
That's what they're trying to get out of the game. You know, some of these questionable ones, Jason, I don't like it when a guy gets kicked out of the game, but he absolutely needs to leave this game. He did not need to do that. That's what we're trying to eliminate at every level of football. If you're a young person watching this game, see what you hit. Please don't duck your head. You can hurt your neck.
Right, and Tyler is now in the tent And if you're just joining us, Christian Anderson returned, started this game, but on the second series, he left this game. So it's Jabari Laws. Tyrell Robinson is throwing, but nobody's home, and it's intercepted. Nick Anderson picked it off on the sideline. Now there is a flag that was thrown in the secondary, and it looks like this is going to go against Wake Forest.
Well, Brandon Walters was running down the seam. I have no idea where Robinson was throwing it.
Defense, number 6, 10-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
That's called on Jasir Taylor.
So watch 11 Walters. He's going to go right down the seam, and right there, tugged him. You see how he just got him? He just tugged that jersey a little bit. You could see Walter's shoulder slump over. That's a good job by the officials.
Laws got stuck and spun down. Masterson another tackle. Chase Jones as well.
It is very clear that Laws is not as effective running the football.
That's Quincy Bryant, who has come in for the ejected Ryan Smenda.
Yeah, it's very clear that Jabari Laws is not as good of a runner as either Anderson or Tyler at this point, coming off 2 ACL tears. Laws really better served to just hand the ball off, pitch it, or throw it.
He's going to straight drop back and throw. Pump fakes. Now a man in his face, and he's sacked. Bothroyd with his 4th sack of the season. And it's 3rd and 13 facing Laws in the Army offense.
Yeah, he's got to throw this football away. He wanted to go quick pass to the left side. He wanted to throw the quick pass right there. It wasn't there. He's got to just throw it away because his backside tackle is just cut blocking. They're not really trying to drop back pass. It's a quick pass. Got to be 4-down territory. They don't have to get all 13 here.
That's with the option and the late pitch. And nowhere to go. Carson was on the ground and made the tackle on Brahim Murphy. And Ross, it's 4th and 9 coming up. Army does not have to snap it. This might very well take us to the end of the quarter.
Yeah, I think they'll take it to the 4th quarter to decide what to do, but I truly believe they need to go for it. I don't really know that a field goal does all that much for you.
So that will take us to the 4th quarter.
The 3rd quarter.
Army's ball on a 4th down coming up after the break. Now we remember General Colin Powell this week, the first black Secretary of State who died on Monday at the age of 84. 4-star General Powell started his career in the United States Army, where he served for 35 years and went on to hold top roles under 4 presidents. First as National Security Advisor before becoming the first black man to serve as chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and finally as Secretary of State. General Colin Powell died this week at the age of 84. Start of the 4th quarter as we take a look at the Cooper Tire game summary. Wake Forest at over 13 yards a play. Sam Hartman approaching a career high with 407 pass yards. That 1 turnover for Army. A pick 6 on a fake field goal on 4th down. As speaking of 4th down, that's where we have right now, Ross. 4th down and 9 on the Wake Forest 21-yard line with Jabari Laws in because Christian Anderson exited the game in the quarter. Tyler was in the 10 after taking a shot to the head, and here's 4th down. Laws to the air, taking a shot to the end zone. Alston grabbed it with 1 hand.
Oh my goodness.
What a catch on 4th down. Isaiah Alston to keep Army in the game.
Are you kidding me? How did he make this catch? Left-handed, did he get his foot in? Left hand, left foot. Left hand, left foot. That is absolutely, watch, left hand in, then left foot before the right foot comes down.
So the question will be, does he have full possession when that left foot goes down, because the right foot might have hit the line?
They probably will take a look at this. What a grab. And I'm not even sure the right foot's out. The right foot is close. Definitely has it right there. Left foot's down first. And I think the right foot's in too. From what I've seen, the angles I've seen, I don't see how you can possibly overturn this. Watch. First of all, the left foot comes down first, right there. And then watch the right foot. I still think the right foot might have come down anyway. Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
Oh my. We get paid for this, dude. This is unbelievable. Army passing attack. Jabari Laws to Isaiah Alston on 4th down. Incredible.
5 of 7 passing today for Laws for 64 yards. The first play of the 4th quarter. Isaiah Alston has Army still in it. Black Knights hoping to beat a ranked opponent for the first time in 49 years. And they still got a shot. This second half has been absolutely insane. Army has not been able to stop Sam Hartman or Wake Forest. The one difference right now is the 83-yard pick six on a fake field goal. But your fullback runs for 71 yards on a touchdown, only to be responded by a 75-yard Wake answer, and then a 4th down touchdown pass with one hand. Unreal stuff we have here today, Ross Tucker.
I can't even catch my breath at this point. 49-42 with all but one play still to go in the 4th quarter. And you were right. That pick six on the fake field goal is the entire difference in the game right now.
Well, the last time Army beat an AP-ranked top 25 team, you got to go all the way back to 1972 against Air Force. Army quarterback Kingsley Fink had the Knights on the board in the 2nd quarter, but they were trailing 14-10 when Bob Hines took off for 51 yards. He had 202, led the way to a 17-14 upset. They have lost 49 straight games against AP-ranked opponents. By the way, Air Force is the next game they'll have after a bye week, and they might be ranked when they play them if they can upset San Diego State later on tonight on CBS Sports Network. Here, Army is trying to hand Wake Forest its first loss. Instead, it's Christian Beal-Smith taking it for 16 more.
This Wake Forest offense, and I'm not talking about the personnel right now, I'm talking about their offensive coordinator, Warren Ruggiero. It is unbelievably impressive. This long mesh point. Now, Beal-Smith just went down at the tail end of that play.
Yeah. And by the way, this new trend that is on college football of booing players when they go down,
it's got to stop. What would Wake Forest have to gain by a fake injury there? Use your brain. They're on a roll. Army hasn't stopped them yet. They don't want to stop the clock. He just ran for 15 yards. Look, his shoe fell off. You can see he's wearing a sock right there. By the way, that would really hurt if he got stepped on. Yeah. But I'm telling you, Jason, this long mesh, long ride, whatever you want to call it, I am stunned that nobody else in college football is trying to do what Wake Forest does, because it is extremely effective and hard to defend.
Well, when this game is over, they're going to be up over 40 points a game through the first 7 games. Question is, will they still be undefeated? 6-0 on the season. Hartman back to throw again. That's complete. First time today finding Donald Stewart, and he's close to the sticks, about a yard shy. Jabari Moore made the stop.
Well, at this point, Army really hasn't gotten close to any sort of pressure on Sam Hartman. You almost wonder if they should just play the run and play coverage.
You run it. Christian Turner He's right at the marker. Morrison got the tackle.
I think it's no
I
gain.
think it's short.
Boy, this is an opportunity now for Army. We haven't called Nolan Cockrell's name, 95, the nose tackle. It'd be a real good time for him to make a play.
Ross, Wake Forest has only had 5 third downs. They are 4 of 5 on third down. Turner in the backfield with Hartman. This offense has been stopped only 1 time today. The give is to Turner.
Oh my goodness.
Got away from the tackle. Turner down the sideline, and he steps out of bounds. On 3rd and 1, Christian Turner goes for 20.
95, Nolan Cockrell. Watch him come through. He gets in there and hits him in the backfield. But he was only able to get 1 arm on him. Army had what they wanted.
Christian Beal-Smith is back in the ballgame. Hartman pulls it and throws it. Stewart's got another catch. So Wake Forest not only on the move again, but up 7 and in field goal range of nothing else.
Watch him. He stares down Morrison. I mean, Sam Hartman is so calm, cool, and collected. Look, he catches the towel.
Here, let me give it back to you.
That is unbelievable.
Thought about taking off, launches it down the field, and it's over Roberson. If he led him to the outside, he had the touchdown with Broughton out there. Instead, it'll be 3rd down and about 2.
Hartman is just so calm, cool, and collected. One of the worst throws he's had tonight, or today, I should say. Another big opportunity here for Army.
Hartman's just 5 yards shy of a career high. He has 424 yards passing. The give is to Beal-Smith. He breaks it to the outside. Gets from the defender and dives for the pylon. Now they'll mark him out of bounds at the 2-yard line, but another 3rd down pickup on a run of 20.
Beal-Smith thinks he scored. Watch his feet. Yeah, right there. He went out of bounds. Good job by the officials there. I have no idea where the edge defender was for Army there.
Inside of 12 minutes to go. Wake Forest trying to punch it in one more time. To the air for Roberson. Hold it in! Jaquari Roberson pulls in his 2nd touchdown of the game. And Wake back up by 2 touchdowns.
These receivers and Sam Hartman, these guys are as good as there is in college football. Watch the fade corner route from the slot. Corner route from the slot against man-to-man coverage. Roberson gonna go. Hartman puts it where only his guy can make a play on it. When your quarterback and receivers are this good, you are a legit threat to win the ACC.
Sam Hartman, a career high 5 touchdown passes. Wake Forest has not been stopped. Trying to get to 7-0 and tie the school record. Well, if you've never seen Sam Hartman throw a football, you've missed out. 21 of 27, 426 and a career high 5 touchdown passes, and he is today's Serve Pro first responder. Ross, he has been unreal.
I said it a couple times. I'm kind of at a loss for words at this point. So thoroughly impressed by this Wake Forest offense. It's the scheme, it's the quarterback, it's the receivers. It's why they've scored at least 30 points in each game, and it's why they might be the best team in the ACC. And they might be the best team Wake Forest has ever had. I know Riley Skinner and the guys 2006, 2007 had some good teams, but this Wake Forest offense is a wagon, as the guys say.
Yeah, they won the ACC championship for the 2nd time ever in 2006. Hartman with 5 touchdowns today, now 52 in his career, has tied Tanner Price for 3rd and only 8 shy of Riley Skinner for the Wake Forest record.
You know, I talked to Sam briefly on the field before the game. His only other scholarship offers were Charlotte and Elon. Now, in fairness, he got offered by Wake Forest in 9th grade and committed in 10th grade, and he's a very, very loyal guy. But he was not, you know, a 4 or 5 star guy. Maybe people need to start talking about Sam Hartman when they mention the Heisman a little bit.
Oh, no question. There's a flag right away on the pitch from Laws to Robinson.
It looked like there was movement on Army's side.
Yeah, he was thrown from the referee in the backfield.
Illegal shift, offense. Number 21 and number 11 were both in motion at the snap. 5-yard penalty. First down.
All right, so 1st and 15. Update from the Army sideline. Downstairs to Tina.
So quarterback Tyler is available. He was checked for a concussion after he was knocked out of the game earlier, and he popped out of the tent, gave the thumbs up to his dad. I was by his
Wake
father,
Forest has
Anthony.
elected to
And I'll send it back to you, Jason. He's available.
Down.
All right, Tina, thank you very much. And a reminder, Christian Anderson left this game on the 2nd series. He started this game. Tina was giving that report. The announcement was that there was no illegal shift. So they make it 2nd and 10. They put the ball back to Iro Robinson, breaks through. And he goes all the way out to midfield. So 25 more on the ground for Army as they're approaching 400 yards rushing today.
And that's probably going to be the guy they need to keep getting the ball to. Tyrell Robinson, he's their big play threat. They're having a lot of success with that little inside counter.
Get back to Atkins for 5 more. 71-yard touchdown for him earlier. You know, I feel like we could say long touchdown and then fill in the blank on either side so far with the way that this game has gone.
Well, I'm pretty sure this is the highest scoring game I've ever called, and we have 10 minutes to go, and I'd be stunned if there aren't more points. Wake Forest cannot stop Army right now. This is the best Army's offense has played in a while.
Well, Wake Forest 2 years ago was involved in the highest scoring ACC game ever. A 62-59 loss to Louisville that stopped what at the time was a 5-0 season. Couple more for Army trying the middle. As we go down to 10 minutes and 15 seconds, every drive in the second half has resulted. Now, by the way, that also includes a pick 6 for Wake Forest on an Army drive.
Yeah, I mean, that's right now is the play of the game, the Travion Red pick 6, because if he doesn't circle back and make that play, that's a touchdown for Army.
Yeah.
Chris Cameron scores a touchdown.
Yeah.
So that was a 14-point play by Travion Red.
Laws getting behind the blockers, pushes forward. First down for Jabari Laws inside the 40 as we are inside of 10 minutes to go. And Ross, you got to start thinking too, if you're Army, if they can punch this in, if they can finish off this drive and get within a score, you're also thinking about onside kick.
Yeah, if he didn't bury his head there and kept his head up and cut back a little bit, there was a lot more room there for Jabari Laws. And I'm telling you right now, they should onside kick it. They haven't been able to get a stop yet. One time they got a stop in the first half.
That was on 4th down. Laws keeps it, pitches it. Howard gets a block from Donaldson. Howard tried to cut back, and Nasir Taylor finally along with Masterson as Howard getting the congratulations because he never stopped. A.J. Howard takes it for 13 yards.
As good as Wake Forest's offense is, that's how poor their defense has been. I mean, so many of these option pitches have been so open. Terrific block down the field by Reek and Donaldson. Howard just kept fighting.
Army tried to get Michael Roberts onto the field late.
There is no foul on the play. First down.
Stopped because Michael Roberts came onto the field late for Army. But when you substitute, the officials have to get on the ball to give the defense the chance to substitute as well, and that's exactly what that was. Whistles didn't have to blow. Laws going to throw.
Wide open.
It is wide open. Tyrell Robinson, touchdown! Nobody took the slot back down the seam. 25 yards for another passing score for the Black Knights.
They just dropped Tyrell Robinson. Watch Tyrell right here. He's going to run right down the hash mark And it's a dropped coverage because of the play action fake. Step up because of the fullback. Nobody has the slot back. And that's just bad defense. We've had a lot of really good offense today. That's just bad defense.
Extra point is through one more time. 56-49. I'm sure it's exactly what you expected when you decided to watch Army and Wake Forest. But it has been fun.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Mercedes-Benz. The best or nothing. By MCOR, proud partner of Army West Point Athletics. And by The Exchange. Army football is proudly sponsored by The Exchange.
Now they are up to 49 push-ups after that last touchdown from Tyrell Robinson, and Dave Clawson's offense is going to come back out. We have had 18 possessions with 15 total touchdowns in this ball game. Jason Horowitz, Ross Tucker, Tina Servasio on the field. Army coming off the game last week against Wisconsin, which was the exact opposite of this football game. Wake Forest coming off a bye, one of the 10 remaining undefeateds left in college football. And Army is going to try the onside kick, and it's kicked right through the hands. Isaiah Morris. The corner was out there. We talked about that before the break, trying to get an extra possession.
Love the decision, love the execution. Terrific play by, I believe it was Isaiah Wingfield for Wake Forest.
Now there is a flag down on the far sideline. The ball went out of bounds.
Free kick out of bounds.
Yep.
Kicking team. 5-yard penalty from where the ball went out of bounds. First down, Wake Forest.
But Ross, it's the right decision. They haven't stopped Wake Forest all day. What's the difference if it's 80 yards or 40 yards?
And look, this was well executed. That's a terrific job by Wingfield number 8, knowing to push the ball and the man out of bounds. I mean, it almost looked like he threw him the ball. That was a perfect kick there by Talley, but Wingfield made the play. That's the second time that a Wake Forest defensive back has made a game-changing play on special teams. Really impressed.
Right. And so they are going to stop this. Jeff Monken was talking to the line judge, Steve Mataranti.
I don't think it's a kick out of bounds if Army touches the ball first. I think that's what he's arguing. If we touch the ball, how is it a kick out of bounds?
And that's what he just said. I promised you we touched it. You and I are have our minor in lip reading.
Yeah, I mean, they're arguing over 5 yards essentially right here. They're arguing over 5 yards right now. But I don't understand the penalty. The ball was touched in the field of play. It's not a kick out of bounds.
The question.
The ruling on the field is that the receiving team did not touch the kick. The previous play is under further review.
Yeah, so that's your 5 yards. Now, by the way, this is not going to give the ball to Army. He doesn't have possession of the football. But the penalty yardage is what will be under review here.
Now, they're reviewing this for 5 yards.
Yeah, the other part to this, Russ, did he touch it before it goes 10 yards? Because that would be illegal touching and a penalty as well.
No, it's 10 yards.
It's 10 yards.
It's 10 yards, and he has it and touches it, and then Wingfield knocks it out. Watch, Wingfield has it too. Wingfield's left hand's on the ball. No flag should have been thrown there.
Yeah.
They should remove this penalty.
Yeah.
Oh, look, Wingfield tried to call fair catch. You see that? Wingfield waved his hand. Clearly 10 yards, clearly touched by Wingfield. Clearly should not have been a flag thrown by the side judge.
Yeah. But for the bigger picture and the immediate, will be Wake Forest football.
Yes.
Now, whether it's at the 43-yard line or the 48-yard line is a little bit inconsequential. Although, I would say this, though. If you're Jeff Monken, if you can somehow figure out a way to not let Wake Forest go 10 yards, that 5 yards does become consequential because they have Nick Skiba. He can kick the ball from 50, but 55 is a little bit different.
It's just unbelievable. You have so many plays in a football game, and arguably the two most critical plays were made on special teams. I mean, both these programs have well over 100 people on staff. It's just really crazy how it comes down to these little details on special teams.
All the stats in this game that have been nuts. How about this one? 56 points for Wake Forest
After
on
further
14
review,
minutes.
the ball was touched by a member of the receiving team. Therefore, we do not have a foul for a free kick out of bounds. However, it will be Wake Forest football at the 47-yard line, first down.
So there you go. Now, again, right now, does anybody think that's a big deal? No. But could 5 yards come into play here if Army can get a stop? Yes, it's a big deal. But he has 426 yards passing.
And I don't think he's done yet. Look at the guys on Army's secondary. They're playing way off, and I don't blame them. Both teams over 500 total yards with over 8 minutes to go. We're setting records today.
This is going to be a run for Christian Beal-Smith. He's thrown out of bounds by Cunningham and McDuffie at the 40. He picks up 7 on 2nd and 3 with 8 minutes and counting. Both teams all 3 timeouts. Wake Forest 6-0, best start since 1944. And the offense has been electric. Hartman back to the air, has an open receiver. It's Perry for the first time in the second half, and he's inside the 30 down to the 26.
They're going to keep running their offense. Perry's at the top of the screen. McDuffie's playing off coverage. And one of the things you love to do at any level of football, especially when you have a big receiver, those in-breaking routes, because they're big body.
He's looking down the field. He wants another one. It's Williams into the 9. So again, those 5 yards did turn out to be inconsequential.
And this drive is just reinforcing that Army kicking the onside kick was the right decision, because I don't think I've ever seen an Army defense appear so powerless to stop the opponent. And tip your cap to Wake Forest. I think they might just be that good.
Yeah. Well, their offense anyway. Hartman, already 5 touchdowns through the air. Now he's got one on the ground. For the 3rd straight game, Sam Hartman has a rushing touchdown. It's 8 yards, and the Demon Deacons 2-touchdown lead again.
I mean, this guy needs a nickname. Smooth Sam. This was supposed to be a pass. He didn't see anything. You know what? I'll just run this one this time. He's athletic enough to make a linebacker miss in space. He never even looks like he's trying that hard.
Wake Forest has put on an offensive display against what was a top 10 defense. Now, not only does Sam Hartman have a career high with 6 total touchdowns, but 63-49 makes today's game against Wake Forest the most combined points ever at West Point, 112. By the way, we still have almost 7 minutes. Previous record back in 1999 against Louisville. Also ironic that Louisville and Wake Forest have the record for most ever points in a game in ACC history. But you said you want to give Sam Hartman a nickname. I mean, he's certainly heading towards first-team all-conference in a league that has Sam Howell among other quarterbacks.
Don't care, don't care. How about Hartman for Heisman? How about Smooth Sammy?
Smooth Sammy's good.
Slick Sam? Something. Sand foam? Something. Anything for this guy.
Not so sure about that last one. Hartman for Heisman's got a nice hashtag to it. Robinson for the fair catch. with about 6:57 to go. Well, coming up next, MAC battle in the Glass Bowl. Hey, Western Michigan can score. They put up 44 in a win at Pittsburgh earlier this year. Then tonight, number 22 San Diego State will try and stay undefeated against 6-1 Air Force. It's only on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. And don't forget, for Army, they have a bye, and then they will meet Air Force in Texas coming up in 2 weeks. Laws back at the helm. He has thrown a couple of touchdown passes here in the second half. Injuries to Christian Anderson, Tyre Tyler, but quarterback play for Army today has been stellar. Laws gets away from the defender.
He's going to pitch that one.
Yep. Strategy here, Russ. Under 7 minutes to go. Obviously have to score, get an onside kick again.
Right, I mean, obviously Laws is the better thrower, and I think you'll see them throw it soon. Army's just not really designed to throw it all the time. But they're going to have to throw it a lot, and they've had a lot of success doing that so far today with Jabari Laws.
Moves back to pass. Alston close to the first down, shoved out by Taylor. About a yard shy of the first down. Alston had that incredible one-handed touchdown grab on a fourth down that started the fourth quarter.
I mean, the one really good thing to take away from Army so far is just they can almost count on their passing game when they need to in some of these situations.
Give it to Barnard, who has the first down. Out to the 40. Our Forces football proudly sponsored and supported by ServPro.
And I proudly support all the businesses that support Army football. All the servicemen and women.
Ross faked the give, kept it himself, gets 6. So, Ross, they find themselves in a similar spot that they did last week against Wisconsin. Obviously, scoring part of it has been different, but down 2 scores late in the ball game, needing to punt one in and an onside kick. This time, though, Jeff Monken's team has all 3 timeouts.
Yeah, you got to think Wake Forest is not going to let you throw the ball deep.
Ross thought about pitching. He couldn't find the pitch man.
He needs to pitch it.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you mean find him? He's wide open. He's right there. He's the same place all the time. He just made the decision not to pitch it. This is the second or third time Laws hasn't pitched it. Watch Robinson. Pitch him the ball. That's the second or third time Laws has not pitched, at least the second or third time, when there was a lot more yards there with the pitch man.
Laws fouled Barnard. He didn't get it.
And that clock keeps ticking.
Yeah.
They got to hurry up. This is taking too much time. They're too slow to get up. They got to get on the football and go.
They've converted 2 fourth downs today. This is 4th and the nose of the football. Barnard's got the first down over the top. But to your point, this drive has already gone 2 minutes and 40 seconds. They're finally into Wake Forest territory, but they have to score.
So they're going to have to try to get a chunk play here soon, and Wake Forest needs to be ready for it. Laws is going to have to try to get the ball down the field a little bit more than he's done so far.
Barnard spun away.
I think Wake Forest will make this trade right now. I think Wake Forest will give you 5 yards every 25 seconds.
Russ, for Wake Forest coming off the bye, the goal is to get to 7-0. The offense has been outstanding. The defense is going to have to go to work as they play Duke next week. Robinson has the first down, so that'll stop the clock to move the chains with 3:41 to go to the Wake Forest 36-yard line.
Right, but just to move the chains. So Army should get on the football and be ready to snap this as soon as they wind it, which they just did.
Yep.
So now let's see how many seconds come off. It's been at least 5, 6, 7, too many for my liking if I'm an Army fan.
But 10 seconds. This time he tried to pitch, almost fumbled, and then he's met. And it's still loose. He lost it again. If Wake Forest is on top of this football, this game is over.
They're not. There's a couple Army guys fighting each other for it, I believe.
It is Army football.
It's literally 2 Army guys fighting each other. I like that. Don't let there be any doubt.
Yeah, but not with 3:20 and a moving clock.
It just slipped out of his hand. And then watch, he tried to pick it up, got knocked out again. They got to throw the ball.
This is the 11th play of a drive that is almost 4 minutes long. It's a fumble again. This time Wake Forest does have the football.
Wow.
Chase Jones with the second takeaway for the Demon Deacons this afternoon. And that one is going to move Wake to 7-0 on the season.
Only a couple turnovers in this game. The pick 6 on the fake field goal and that one. And that'll just about do it. It looked like Laws wanted Barnard to keep it, but Barnard didn't realize that. What a shame. I think we're going to get another touchdown out of this.
Well, Army does have all 3 timeouts left, so Wake can't just take a knee. A couple of first downs, though, can put an end to this one. 16 takeaways this season for Wake. They came into this ball game top 5 in the country in turnover margin. Ellison picks his way for 3.
Army will use a timeout right away, obviously, but they haven't shown a real ability to be able to slow them down.
30-second timeout.
We'll step away for 30 seconds.
Are you sure you can handle this?
You know I've always loved technology.
I get that tech has always been your thing, but why this?
Well, this technology protects the world, and I want to be part of that. So, Dad, what do you think?
.253 to go in a fourth quarter. Sam Hartman, career-high passing day, 458 yards. Career-high 5 touchdowns. He has also run for 1. And for Army, barring something drastic here in the final 2:53, this will be a 3rd consecutive loss after the school's first 4-0 start since 1996. Now listen again, and Army takes its second timeout with 2:48 to go.
Second timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
And so they take that. We will as well. Step away for 30 more seconds.
With FanDuel Fantasy, you can make your dream team a reality again and again. Make your pulse go up and down and up again when your team rises in the ranks with every play all day long. And if you get your lineup just right, you can make big season-long wins without the season-long waits. Make every small moment add up to one big moment with FanDuel Fantasy. New customers get up to a $500 bonus on your first deposit. FanDuel, make every moment more.
3rd down coming up for Wake Forest. Game summary. You know, you and I saw a game, halftime score was 9-7 on Thursday. This one has 9-7 in terms of total touchdowns as we head here in the last couple of minutes.
Big play here.
They do hand it off to Ellison, and he's got the first down, and that will effectively end this football game.
Well, Army will use their last timeout.
And then he'll take. Now Jeff Monken was going to take it and then pulled back.
He's going to wait till after this play.
Yeah. You know, Wake Forest came into this game 6-0. Best start since 1944. They're going to move to 7-0, tying the school record from that team in 1944. Duke coming up, and then it's the heart of the schedule for the ACC as they try to get to the ACC championship and do what nobody's been able to do in the Atlantic, and that is dethrone the Clemson Tigers.
Yeah, those last 4 games will not be easy, but I wouldn't put anything past this Wake squad.
Allison racing to the end zone, trying to give Wake 70. He's in.
I heard one of the linemen yell at him to go down because he would have ended the game.
Well, he didn't. He ran for 46.
He's a freshman. He doesn't know any better. He wants that touchdown. So impressed by the patience of these running backs. Terrific blocking at the next level. A.T. Perry as well as the backup tight end, Whitehart. And he probably should have gone down, but it's really immaterial at this point.
Well, they may review that to see if his knee was down, in fact, at the 1 yard line.
Is a touchdown. Previous play is under further review.
Yeah, his knee definitely goes down before the goal line. The question is the ball across the plane when his knee goes down at the 1 yard line?
You know, we don't have a camera right down the line of the goal line, so you're always a little skewed with these angles as to just where the ball is when the knee touches. You know, none of them really give you a definitive angle. You even see that at the NFL level. That's why they have the pylon cams, some of these NFL games.
So while they review this, it looks like the ball is short as his knee goes down. But while they review this, and we wait for the answer, Russ, you know, the impression of Wake Forest's offense, more than 600 yards, if this stands 70 points. The reminder here is Army's defense came into this game 6th best in the country in yards allowed.
Yeah, I mean, every statistic that Army's so high in is really going to go away now. I don't know how they overturned this one. We've looked at it like 7 times now.
After further review, ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
So the final score is not going to be indicative of just how back and forth this football game was. For the entire first half, Wake Forest would go up a score, Army would tie it, Wake Forest would go up a score. They had the touchdown lead at the half. Army responded with a touchdown right out of the locker room. Wake Forest went back in front by a score, and then Ross, it was the pick 6 on a fake field goal that made Army have to chase 2 touchdowns the rest of this ball game.
70 points.
70 for the Demon Deacons. We'll step away. (70-49). Jason Horwitz, Ross Tucker, Tina Servasio on a Wake day where Wake Forest has had 6 touchdowns of 40 yards or more. An insane day. And Ross, Wake Forest, for what will only be the 2nd time in school history, is going to have a game where they do not punt.
Wow. Against an Army defense that I still believe is one of the best in the country. They just ran into an absolute buzzsaw today.
This time they'll let Tyrell Robinson bring it out. Gets through, why not? Out to the 34. Well, it would have been fitting for the way that this day has gone. Ross, the question here, Wake Forest about to go to 7-0. Do you believe that they can get into that group?
Well, if they keep winning, absolutely. If Wake Forest is undefeated ACC champions, they're going. Because that means they will have beaten NC State, Clemson, BC, probably, potentially Pitt in the ACC championship game. Absolutely, Wake Forest would get in the playoffs. Yep. That'll be a tough road for them. But like I said earlier, I wouldn't put it past them.
They also have a non-conference game against North Carolina. Also another ridiculous catch. Well, you'll come out of this game knowing that guy can catch balls with one hand.
Yeah, that's what I said. I mean, obviously, it's a disappointing loss for Army, but one of the really big takeaways is their passing game can come through for them when they need it.
To the air, Laws for Alston one more time, and that's the pass interference. And this gets brought up all the time too, Russ, with Army football. They have big receivers. They never
pass
feel that they
defense number 6, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Want to change the game, but the receivers today have clearly shown that they are capable.
Yeah, I don't know why Jasir Taylor is so handsy there. I mean, they're going to call that every time. Taylor's been around for a while. I guess 15 yards is better than 40.
5 for 68 today. There is the pitch to Howard. Blockers out in front. He's leveled by Anderson. 1 timeout remaining for Army as we approach a minute to go in this ball game. Is in front of a sold out more than 38,000 here at Michie Stadium. They were treated to something special on the offensive side of the football. Laws one more time for Alston. Makes the adjustment, has the grab. His second touchdown catch of the day. 39 yards on that strike.
I mean, why not? Might as well, right? Does Army have a star wide receiver? I think they might. Isaiah Alston. I don't know why Wake Forest is playing him man-to-man right now with this situation in the game. But Alston has terrific body control, comes back for the football, excellent hands, good body control for the 6'4", 200-pound sophomore.
He has his first career 100-yard receiving day. He came into the ball game with 4 grabs for 109 on the season. He has 6 for 107 and 2 touchdowns today alone. And Jabari Laws has thrown 3 touchdown passes all here in the second half. For those of you tuning in for Western Michigan and Toledo, you'll be able to find that online at cbssports.com/CBSSN as soon as it kicks off. And of course, we'll get you out there immediately after the conclusion of this ball game. Jason Knapp, Eric Wood at the Glass Bowl to bring you that ball game. We'll get you there as soon as we are done. You know, the other thing too, of course, for Army coming out of this game, Ross, is they've got the bye week, then Air Force, the health of Christian Anderson, the health of Tyre Tyler, and for that matter, the health of Jamel Jones, because we haven't seen him and he didn't make the trip to Wisconsin last week.
Second time in school history. You know how long they've been playing football at Army? I mean, a long time. Nebraska in '72, that's when Nebraska would win the national championship all the time with Johnny Rodgers and the boys.
Well, to that point, by the way, as we're lined up for an onside kick, that speaks volumes to where Wake Forest has come the last few years under Dave Clawson, who's going to take a timeout.
Timeout. Wake Forest, their first and a half. 30-second timeout.
They want to make sure they're prepared for this onside kick. That is what you call crossing every T and dotting every I. There's only 39 seconds left, but they don't want to leave anything to chance in this wild one.
But to that point, right, they're not the history of 1972 Nebraska or the Cornhuskers of old. But anyone who's seen Dave Clawson, what he has built in Winston-Salem, knows they have been on the rise. They have been on the come, and this to get to 7-0, this is not something they think is going to just be a one-year thing.
Yeah, and I don't really understand why when some of these jobs like USC and LSU open up, I don't really understand why you never hear Dave Clawson's name. I mean, look what he did at Fordham, at Bowling Green, at Wake Forest. He's done an unbelievable job building this program. He would certainly be on my list.
They have gone to bowl games 5 straight years for the first time in school history.
And they're going this year.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Wake recovered one onside kick earlier. This one's a little bit different. Army does cover it up, but there is a flag where the 35, right around the spot where it looked like a player crossed the line before the ball was kicked.
Offside, kicking team. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot will re-kick.
Take a look and see. You're looking at the right. Man, I don't know. It was all of them. There wasn't one. Usually when they throw the flag there, it's one guy that stands out. I didn't really see anybody clearly stand out. If you threw the flag, you threw the flag on everybody. Man, that's one where I'm kind of with Jeff Monken there. You don't throw that flag unless it's very obvious and you're 100% sure. It's not going to make a difference in the outcome of the game. Look, both coaches are just yelling at the refs. Neither coach is happy.
2 coaches that spent 1 year together in 1992 at University of Buffalo, beginning their offensive careers. They'll try it again. This time it's recovered by Wake Forest. It's the captain Jasir Taylor, and that'll put an end to this ball game. Most points ever scored in Michie Stadium history. Most points ever scored by two teams at West Point. Just the second time anyone has ever scored 70 against Army. And Wake Forest, Ross, is going to move to 7-0, tying the school record for best start in school history. If I would have told you coming into the day that Army's offense will get back on track after 16 against Ball State, 14 against Wisconsin, and they're going to score 56.
If you told me Army scored 56 points, I would have told you they won. Yes, Jason,
Huge
for sure.
celebration. Instead, it's Wake Forest who's going to enjoy the trip back to Winston-Salem on a career day from Sam Hartman. 458 yards and an offense today that put up 640 here against an Army defense that came into the day as one of the top 10 in the country.
Those guys have a lot of respect for each other. You could tell when they were talking this week.
I wonder if Dave Clawson is saying to Jeff Munkett the same thing he said to us yesterday. You know, he's only 4 months older than me. Both in their 8th years, and it is Clawson that moves to 7-0 on the season. The Western Michigan Toledo game is underway, and it is now available at cbssports.com/CBSSN, and we'll get you out there as soon as we finish here in West Point. Jason Knapp and Eric Wood underway there in Toledo.
Eric Wood, I love it. Back-to-back O-linemen here on CBS Sports Network.
He's not going to get a mesh point that you did.
Back-to-back former Buffalo Bills.
Wake Forest next week against Duke will have the chance to start 8-0 for the first time in school history, as they will play that game at home after back-to-back trips to the Empire State, leaving with wins. Syracuse 2 weeks ago in overtime. Today here at Michie Stadium, 70-56. Both schools will head over to the core for the Army alma mater. Head covers off.
Ladies and gentlemen, the West Point alma mater.
Sold out Michie Stadium saw a 70-56 Wake Forest win to move to 7-0 while Army falls to 4-3. Now for Ross Tucker, Tina Cervasio, and our entire crew, I'm Jason Horowitz. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Now let's get to Toledo, Western Michigan, and the Rockets. Here's Jason Knapp and Eric Wood.